Micah Parsons to the Packers is huge. This deal is insane. And Jerry doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, this is crazy. Now, this has tons of fantasy football implications. It's got tons of just NFL football implications, but this has got to be one of the biggest trades we've seen in years and years. But let's break it all down. We'll open phone lines. What a crazy situation. $47 million per year on the contract, the new contract that Parsons gets from the Green Bay Packers. They play each other in week 4. 4-year, $188 million deal. This is quarterback money. 136 guaranteed. Jerry, yeah, big L. L for the Cowboys, says Kentucky. Yeah, filing in. Appreciate everybody being here. What a massive L. Now, will this be kind of one of those Bengals, the passing attack goes crazy because it has to type of situations from a fantasy football perspective? Maybe this has some sort of positive effect for the passing production because they're going to have to throw their way back into games. This certainly doesn't help them get W's. What's it do for the Packers? Packers are going to probably play pretty damn well. But there are a lot of people saying this is not maybe his first desired destination, but this certainly is a step in the right direction. If Jordan Love can be an elite quarterback, which I still very much question at this point, this could be a completely just game-changing, organization-changing, massive move. We'll see how it all plays out. Let's break it all down. We'll take phone calls. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, I mean, this one's hard to break down because there's so much involved. Now, 2 first-rounders go to the Dallas Cowboys, so we can't act like they got nothing, but this is as keeps being said in the media, a proven player, deserving of more than 2 first-rounders, to be honest, to the right team. Now, is this the right team? It's set up nicely. Green Bay, improving defense. You throw Parsons on it, it's obviously better. The draft picks that you give to Dallas just got worse because the Packers just got better. There's a lot of implications as to how this affects everything. When you look at the entire situation here, and you start to look at the Green Bay Packers, you start to look at that division, and you say this is the Lions division, right? Is it? Maybe not. Maybe losing Ben Johnson makes them putter and brings this team to a crawl. We're not sure. Maybe they throw the ball so well, even if they're playing from behind, they still win the division. Now, the Vikings, we'll see if they're playing a lot more solid. This is probably very bad news for Caleb Williams, who's facing Micah Parsons now twice a year. But the Packers might creep up and become a division contending team, which I didn't think they would be prior to this. This is a big move. This makes them in the conversation. Again, I'm not sure I'm sold on Jordan Love, but that doesn't mean that Parsons won't go ballistic for this defense. So this is still, very, very good for the defense and very good for potentially Parsons. Parsons is going to face this Dallas Cowboy team in week 4. That is going to be an absolute... We would have known this was all rigged if the Packers are facing the Green Bay Packers in week 1. So we have a little bit of signs that maybe not everything is scripted, right? All you script junkies out there. But week 4, we'll see this battle ensue. Jerry needs to be removed. And I don't know at what point that that became evident this year, if it wasn't just the way that this whole situation was handled. I don't understand why the league hasn't stepped in the way that he, the way he takes care of his players, the way he mistreats his players, the way he, or lack of care rather, and trying to negotiate with players without their agents. I don't know why the NFL hasn't gotten involved. Now, Jerry should be forced to step down. This should be one of those commissioner strong arm moves that happens behind the scenes, and Jerry's money's on the line, so Jerry agrees to it. Maybe tries to control things like a puppet master from the back end in the shadows. Probably happens anyway. But Jerry's he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. From the Dak Prescott contract, not wanting Dak Prescott, clearly wanting to move on and forced to do it through peer pressure. And CeeDee Lamb, that deal, pretty impressive that they traded for George Pickens. I'll be honest with you, if we remember back and say this, Jerry hasn't done a single good thing this entire offseason. Well, yeah, he has. There's that deal. That deal was very, very solid. But this feels like a counterintuitive move. It's like one step forward with the George Pickens trade. Truly one giant leap forward with the George Pickens trade. And then 2 steps backwards, maybe 3 with this Parsons deal. This is crazy. And so just for anybody that doesn't know, that's walking in right now, Micah Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers. 2 1s. And there's 2 1s go back to the Dallas Cowboys, but they're 2 1s that are going to potentially get a lot less valuable by this move. Not potentially, they will. So Parsons brings so much pressure to the defense and ability to really put the Packers in better field position, which is good for Jordan Love and the entire organization. Now you got some Jayden Reed news the last couple of days. Jayden Reed is dealing with a Jones fracture. Is electing not to have surgery, so you've got Matthew Golden climbing up in value for sure. And this is a player I admittedly was not extremely high on coming into this season, even after his landing spot, not loving some of the value, but Golden is certainly climbing every second because now he's going to become a player that gets force-fed, as this guy is probably not going to make it through the year. If I had to guess, we're going to have a really strange announcement at some point, just randomly, that says Jayden Reed's going on IR and will be out for the year. He's trying to play through it, but this is probably not going to end well. And I know a lot of you have Jayden Reed on your rosters, and you're like, what do I do? Do I cut him right now? A few of you are trying to pick up Luther Burden, or do I pick up Tesla? Tesla is becoming one of the better pickups in fantasy football, and this is something that we've talked about constantly on this channel. The Tesla, Chisholm, Royals. And Tesla is probably a better pickup than Horton to some degree. So you could even move this quite like this. This is our preemptive waiver wire board for week number 1. I think that makes some sense right here. Tesla being slightly above. But this is what we've had on this board pretty much all offseason as we've gone through different variants of the board and slightly moved players around. You've been able to grab Tesla if you're watching this show and watching these preemptive waiver wire week 1 shows, which are very vital and important for you being the guy that has the player already when your league mates go to search for the player name coming out of week 1. Well, Tesla looks pretty good. Let me type him in. What? No! IP 4733 Andy 872 Fire Channel Cat W03. How do you guys have Tesla already? The same thing that happened when people went to search for Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. And they said, why the hell is he already on someone's roster when that whole fiasco went down? Same reason why most of you are picking up Ollie Gordon and drafting Ollie Gordon because you're watching this channel. I think that, I'll say this about Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden didn't, in my opinion, and I'm telling you, I'm changing my tune on him to a significant degree, just mainly through the fact that this is the only player that can really even catch footballs, for this team. But I will say that we've felt that way before when Christian Watson was going through injuries and Jayden Reed was still available and they didn't throw to Jayden Reed at all. So there's still some questions about, in my opinion, the play design and the ability to laser lock on a wide receiver for Jordan Love. We'll see if he can change that and Golden become a pretty golden prospect. So Golden's climbing up boards massively. Even for me, I'm really starting to like what position he's being put in. And then Parsons now helping this team have even better field position is pretty good. And Reed likely to be hampered all year long. We got a $50 hauler in the building. Who's dropping this 51? New Age Outlaw. New Age Outlaw in the building. New Age Outlaw alert. We got New Age Outlaw back in the building. New Age to the mother freaking moon. New Age is here.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
I've said for like about a week straight now that New Age dropped gifted memberships and I didn't see them, and I apologize for that when I didn't see it. And New Age, I hadn't been able to tell you on the show yet that I missed those, and I'm so sorry. And he's just dropping more gifted memberships right now. New Age Outlaw doing work in the live chat. If you guys would please thank New Age for dropping those. What do he drop right now? 20 gifted memberships. Very nice to see New Age Outlaw back on the scene. Warning, bold prediction. Packers win the Super Bowl. Warning, go Packers. Warning, warning.
Alert, stand down order in effect.
Okay, New Age Outlaw. What is today's date? New Age Outlaw wants to be on the board. August 28th. Okay. 8/28. New Age. Green Bay Super Bowl. On the board, $50 hauler prediction. Appreciate you, New Age. Doing it live. Okay, so we got that on the board. New Age Outlaw, $50 hauler. Appreciate you with that bold prediction. And the winner of the bold prediction contest will...
Give me $50 holla.
Winner of the bold prediction contest, the $50 bold prediction contest up on the board. You can see that all those predictions. The winner of that contest will co-host the show on the phone line. And so, and you can give that away if you want. So New Age Outlaw, appreciate you entering that contest and dropping the gifted memberships. Guys, please thank New Age if you got one. They're flying in right now. And we've got a $19.99 hauler from Mark Cleveland. Mark Cleveland. By the way, we have, speaking of Mark Cleveland, because he's a Marsman, he's in the Marsman League, and we just had the Marsman draft. If you remember, we had, he says, trade Connor, Travis Hunter for Jamar Chase. No, I'm sorry, Chase Brown. I thought that was Jamar Chase. Connor and Travis Hunter for Chase Brown. Yes, I'd take Chase Brown. Smitty approved that, and I love Travis Hunter. And
You've just been Smitty approved.
That is a easy deal for me to do. That is Smitty approved. Mark Cleveland. I approve it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Smitty approved. Speaking of Mark Cleveland, who's a Marsman, we have an open Marsman spot. And the highest super chatter of the day. New Age dropping 50 memberships. New Age, absolute savage.
You've just been Smitty approved.
New Age coming back on a tear today. We have an open Marsman spot. You guys remember the draft that was auto-drafted during the Marsman League? It was, I think, slot number 3 or 4 or something like that. And it was, the first pick wasn't it Lamb? The second pick was... Josh Allen was the second round pick. It was like Lamb, Josh Allen, Bowers, I think it was. Lamb, Josh Allen, Bowers. And it was autoed. And we're like, bro, the auto draft team is looking good. And it started off hot. Then the auto draft team started drafting a little bit badly. And it ended up not being the best team. But it's very, very, solid. I think it was Lamar. Was it Lamar? I don't remember. I think it was Josh Allen. So anyway, that spot, unfortunately, that individual is not able to draft this year. Now, they lose their spot. I'm definitely going to put them because they, we have to replace them. They're unable to do it this year. So we're replacing them, and you're going to, even though you're taking on that team you didn't draft, and I know it's kind of a bummer, people like takeovers. It's a redraft takeover, though. Redraft takeover, and then you're in. From that point on, you're in the Marsman League. Unless you lose, you go to the Moonman League, but you're in the Marsman Moonman cycle. So you're not getting ever bumped out. You can never get kicked out of the Moonman League. But if you lose the Marsman League, you move down to the Moonman League. If you win the Moonman League, you move back up to the Marsman League. So Jack of all trades lost last year in the Marsman, so he moved down to the Moonman, and now he's going to try and win the Moonman to get back in the Marsman. So anyway, that spot's available, the highest super chatter of the day. We'll put a semi-time limit on it. I don't know when, but the highest super chat of the day will get that spot. Now, know that there's a $100 entry fee that has nothing to do with the super chat or anything like that. And then that has nothing to do with me. The winner of the league gets the The Super Bowl winner gets half the money, and then the total point winner gets the other half of the money. Is the way the prizes work. So that's a side though. Anybody that wants to grab the Mars Man, Moon Man spot, the open spot, which is a very rare, coveted position, it's going to go to the highest super chatter of the day. GMC, Mark Cleveland, dropping this question. And again, I'd rather have Chase Brown, but I love, I think if you had Benson in there too, it would change a little bit, but still not change my answer. It would just change me swaying back and forth and going, you got Connor, Benson, and Hunter. I'm still taking Chase Brown. We got super chats piling up here. I'll get to these in just 1 second. This one says Pickens revenge tour full effect. Absolutely. Pickens is going to go ballistic this year. He's going to be an awesome player. And dare I say that coming out of week 1, his value is going to change dramatically. Imagine if Lamb does okay and Pickens is 150 yards and a touchdown. We're going to have people thinking that there's a changing of the guard. There's not going to be, but Coker, the confirmed slot receiver, he's going to the moon. Love Coker. Coker is a fantastic player. Coker might even play a lot better than people think, relating to potentially maybe watching, Ted McMillan have a kind of a slower beginning of the year. I'm not saying Ted McMillan can have big games, but Coker's a good player. We really liked him. He becomes a really sneaky underdog pick, and we'll be drafting tonight on Underdog, promo code Smitty. I'll drop that link in the live chat. We'll pin it in the live chat. The link's in the description of the video. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. Minimum's only $10 though. So if you drop that minimum deposit of $10, they'll give you $5. If you did 500, they give you $250, so it's 50%. But the minimum's only $10. You'll be drafting tonight and getting into several $5 puppies with that $10. You'll get into 3 $5 puppies, and we'll see where all these guys are going. Brown Panther dropping 5 gifted memberships. New Age Outlaw dropping 50 gifted memberships. We've got Brown Panther dropping the 10. We had Brown Panther dropping the 5. So we got all those gifted memberships, and then we had New Age Outlaw dropping the 20. So New Age dropping the 20, New Age dropping the 50, New Age Outlaw dropping 50 gifted memberships.
Smitty, everybody's pretty. I don't even.
It's unbelievable. And then New Age Outlaw dropping this $100 hauler and says, I want to sponsor Get Me Coffee. I love that. No one's even considered sponsoring the Get Me a Coffee. Every time we press this button, we will be thinking of New Age Outlaw, and Outlaw will be saying, yeah, get him a coffee every time I speak about it. So $100 hauler from New Age Outlaw, who appreciate you dropping this super chat wad. There we go. New Age to the moon. New Age Outlaws. What a monster. What a monster. All right, there you go. You're on there. New Age Outlaws, the highest super chatter of the day so far. My boy New Age. Okay. Let's swing on over to the super chats that we have that we need to answer here. Thank you, New Age, for that. And every time we hit that button, New Age Outlaw is going to be on screen, as he deserves to be, as he should be. There you go, New Age to the moon. Thank you, New Age. New Age is an absolute savage in the building tonight. This one, do you think it bumps Jacobs up? Good defense. Yeah, it certainly could give Jacobs the bump that, he does deserve, but I still fear injury and breakdown for Jacobs. So the red flags for Jacobs don't go away because of Parsons, but it's certainly one of those things where, this is an improved situation. And I truly believe that the Packers improve greatly because of this. I don't know. I agree with some of the sentiments that this is not maybe the most ideal number one landing spot for him. But it could be one of those blessing in disguises where he loves being there. And it ends up being a home he never thought he would love. And Green Bay is such a fun place to play football. I mean, it really is one of those just special, magical, like fan stadium culture environments in the NFL where, you have homes that are literally like on the lot. You have people that pass away and hand down their Packer tickets you can't get Packer tickets. It's just an unbelievable experience to, I'm sure, be a Green Bay Packer fan, and you're born into it. This is not fair weather. Cardinal fans are as fair weather as they get. Suns fans are as fair weather as they get. And I don't make fun of my own state lightly, but I am in a state where you walk into a coffee house or whatever. You walk into a Target, whatever, and you see 100 people walking around. Maybe 2 of them are from Arizona. This is a transplant state. There are a lot of people that come from Chicago, Canada. Reason being is it's warm. It's so warm. We have a lot of people that move here from the cold, and so we have transplants. Nobody's born and raised here. No one's got roots of the team. And so it's a bunch of fair weather fans. Green Bay is a fantastic environment where you're literally born in it. Everybody's molded and sculpted by the Green Bay Packer environment. So it's really a great place to land from that perspective, but it wasn't his first choice from a team perspective, but it might end up quietly being amazing. Please don't about my Monty Burns that way. It's obvious he's playing fantasy football. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you dropping the $5 hauler BBQ to the mother freaking moon. BBQ New Age at the same time in the building. Love to see it. Thank you, New Age, for being here. Highest super chatter of the day is getting that Mars Man Moon Man spot. So hang tight for the announcement on that as we go through the show. There is other stuff that we got to get to, but I wanted to cover this and let's see here. All right, let me just pull up the news here. So, Freezy with the 5-month membership question says, heads up, Underdog is back with the 1 hour picks, slow drafts. Yeah, oh man, good looking out. I think I'm timing out on several of them already. Jeez, I hadn't looked at my phone for like a couple hours. Thank you for the heads up on that. Definitely got my rank lists up though that are helping with that. But I've definitely been autoing on like 15 leagues. I'm looking at that right now. Right when you said that, that's why I went quiet as I was pulling up my drafts. I'm like, oh God, I'm probably autoing on half of these things right here. And it's just, it becomes hard when you do what I do and you got, to go live on stuff like this. Let's see here. Okay. Fraz, appreciate you. Wide receiver 1 flex, Travis Hunter, Igbuka, or RJ Harvey. I'm going Igbuka. Igbuka is one of the better starts, not only of the week, but just of the season. Smitty, should I trade Hawkinson for BTJ and Goddard? Should I trade Hawkinson for BTJ and Goddard? I think you forgot somebody, Sports, because there's no way anybody is going to be worried about trading Hawkinson for BTJ and Goddard. I don't even care if that's a premium league. My backup tight end is Kincaid, but my wide receivers would be Lamb. I don't understand this question. I appreciate the super chat, and when I send you on a lap, it's to pat yourself on the back while you're taking your victory lap. But if you're actually asking me if you should trade Hawkinson for BTJ and Goddard, I'm sending you on a lap. Sponsored by Charles B. Of course you do. I don't know. I think you forgot to list somebody. And I hope you don't have vetoes in your league. Jonathan, appreciate you. Dynasty win now. Can I upgrade? Brees using JCM. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, can you use Bill to upgrade Brees Hall? Other running backs are Bucky, Sampson. I mean, maybe try and get Kyron, maybe try and get Hampton, you could trade Brees for, and keep JCM and trade Brees for Harvey, but upgrading to Kyron, maybe that might get done. It's hard to say, how people value Brees Hall. It's kind of all over the map, but I don't necessarily hate Brees Hall either myself. Got one spot open on the bench for Tesla or Woody Marks. Tesla if you need a receiver, Marks if you need a running back. And obviously if there's any other players that I rank higher on this particular add drop list, obviously take a look and gander at this. But I think I probably would say in a vacuum, if you don't need wide receiver or running back, and let's say neither one will hit your lineup anytime soon, the running back prospect is always a little bit more attractive. But then again, it's like, what if you get hit with injuries? What if Tesla, as the now number 3 receiver in Detroit, ends up, there's an injury strikes the wide receiver room, and he becomes just like a league-saving wide receiver giant for you. I would say I like Marks a lot. I'd probably lean Tesla right now. Last year's championship, thanks to your information. Thank you. Appreciate your kind words there. Let's open up the phone lines right now on this topic right now. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right. Wow. What a crazy day. What a crazy trade. What a crazy day. We're probably going straight into the 8 p.m. show. So we're probably not going to end this live stream and then come back. I think we'll just hang out here. Unless there's some sort of like other crazy breaking news that's breaking right now. But let me just see if there's anything else. Wild day. 500 plus of you on YouTube and about 150, 200 on X. Make sure you get on over to YouTube and subscribe. There's just a lot breaking on the Parsons trade. Like this is coming from Jerry Jones. Quote, "We did think it was in the best interest of our organization. We gained a Pro Bowl player in an area that we had concerns in." Leave it to Jerry to start spinning this trade. Press conference. Wow. We want to thank Kenny for the incredible impact he's made in the locker room. This is coming from the Green Bay Packers. And it's just an unbelievable trade. Unbelievable trades. Eagles are now signing former Bronco running back Audric Estime to their practice squad, which is another glowing review for R.J. Harvey, for those that are doubting R.J. Harvey. 231, you're live. What is your name and where are you calling from, 231?
What's up, Smitty? It's Gump. I'm at the football game. He's got the ball. He got tackled too fast.
Okay.
Cardinals and Oak Ridge Eagles.
Gump, what can I do for you today, Gump? We're talking football. We're talking about your boy Hendon Hooker got released. What's going on with that?
I'm eating crow pie over here, ain't I?
Okay. What do you think about this trade right here? If you were running things in Dallas, would you have made this move, Gump?
Well, tell me the move again.
Oh my God, Gump, you don't even know.
I was lifting bricks yesterday. Tell me the move. I was laid up in bed.
Gump doesn't even know what's going on. Gump,
what happened?
Jared Goff got traded.
Don't lie.
What do you think? No, Goff didn't get traded. I'm just kidding. St. Brown did.
Yeah, right.
Okay, no. Hold on a second, Gump. All right, mute yourself real quickly, caller. I'll be right with you. Mute yourself, caller. I'll be right with you. Please mute, though. And then this last caller.
What happened?
Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. But please mute. All right, I got the phone line full. Okay, Gump, here's the real trade. This is the real trade. Micah Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-rounders.
Oh, that's awful.
I know. It's horrible for you.
Oh, gosh.
It's horrible for you. It's horrible for you.
Oh, I'm surprised the Don didn't call me and rub it in.
You're going to get your... But I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you always reference people. We don't know what you're talking about, so stop that. No one knows who you're talking about. Right. You're like, hey, Steven's going to call me on this one later. Gump, we don't know who these people are. So now you've got the Green Bay Packers trying to climb up and take out your Detroit Lions. All right, mute yourself, Gump.
Can I tell you what I think, what I really think?
Real quickly, Gump. Real quickly. And then mute yourself.
Love just saying, hey, the problem is they should have traded for a quarterback. Love isn't it. I'll mute myself now.
Thank you. Mute yourself. Thank you. And did you see the Cowboys making moves with the $24 million savings that are actionable for us? Do I see them making moves? I don't know. I don't know more. I think the Dallas Cowboys are lost right now because they're being run by an imbecile in Jerry. So I don't know what's going to be in store for this team moving forward. And Lee with the $20 holler. Lee, appreciate you. My good sir. Lee dropping 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Lee, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that super chat. I do have more super chats here. I'm going to drop them right on screen so you guys know that I know that these super chats are here. So Daniel says, would you pick up Philly defense and or drop Philly and pick up Green Bay? No. I mean, look, Green Bay needs to be in the conversation now, but I don't think I'm dropping the Philly defense. Do I pick them up and then trade them? I mean, people are wild. Maybe you can make some sort of Green Bay Packer trade. I don't know. But definitely not dropping the Eagle defense for the Packers. But definitely going to get some sacks now, and some plays, maybe a touchdown. Who knows how that's going to unfold. All right, Travis, you're live. Oh, actually, Travis, let me read this $20 super chat. Smitty, should I try and make any moves on this 12-man league? Penix Jr., Fields, Genty, Achane, Hendy. Love these running backs. Ollie Gordon, London, MHJ, Hunter, Rice. See, majority of people that watch this channel have Rice have such an amazing wide receiver, room and depth that it's not even you're getting a top 5 wide receiver once he returns. You're not missing a beat. That's an absolute dream of a team and situation. And so you absolutely have it made with this squad. I would say this is a clear 8.5 out of 10 for a 12-man league. It looks like a 10-man league. And I don't even hate this Penix Jr. Fields combo for your quarterback situation. Genty, Achane, Hendy, you can't get better than that. Ollie Gordon, love that on the bench. You listened and you listened well. London, MHJ, Hunter, Rice, you're going to crush it. And then Tyler Warren, very understated, likely Tyler Warren stack. 8.5 out of 10. What do I want you to do? Stand down. Stand down and wait. Unless you could trade like MHJ and Rice or MHJ and Hunter for like a Lamb or JJ, which I would do. I'm standing down. Achane, Hendy, Genty, don't want you moving those guys. Would I maybe even, do a wide receiver for a huge quarterback upgrade? Maybe, but I'd rather you play this out in week 1 and see what Penix Jr. has got in store for you. I also got New Age Outlaw on the line with Travis and a full phone line. So New Age, first of all, thank you for all the gifted memberships and everything you just dropped. And New Age, you're in the, forgive me if I'm blanking, but are you in the Moon Man League?
No, I ain't in no Moon Man League.
You're not in the Moon Man Mars? Well, you're currently set to take over the team that's getting abandoned. Are you interested in that? Because right now you are the lead candidate to take it over. Or are you not interested in playing that?
I'll play. If it happens, it happens. I just had to show some love. Everything's working out great for me now, so I can get back to normal life.
Oh, glad to hear that, bro. Not just because you're in here, but that it's great for you. And we love having you here. I mean,
you want me to screenshot the team and send it to you so you can look at the team, or?
It don't matter to me. As long as I don't have no bears, I'm good.
Well, okay. Let me read off the team to you. This is the team that you'd be taking over, and how let's see. He's dropped. How much has he dropped so far? So to beat out New Age for this team, he's dropped a $100 hauler. He's dropped a $50 hauler. 3 bills, so 300. So to knock off New Age, you'd have to drop 3 bills to get this spot. So right now, New Age is in the lead, in the running with 3 bills. Your team, $300. Your team would be this team right here: Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley. Wait, is that right?
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I thought I had Lamb in it. Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, DJ Moore. Gonna have to make a trade there. Cortland Sutton, Brock Bowers, and then you have like Goff and a bunch of other players. But it got autoed because he didn't show up, and so you'd be replacing him. But the good thing about the Moon Man Mars Man League is you would be in it, going forward. And there's a $100 entry fee, so you'd know that. $100 entry fee, and then the prizes have nothing to do with the show or anything. So half of the money goes to the points winner, half of the money goes to the Super Bowl winner. So $100 entry each year, but the draft is taking place live on the show every year after year. So you'd be in it going forward as long as you'd want to be in it. So if you're interested in that, do you want to be in that if you end up winning it?
Yeah, I'd be down.
Okay. He'd be down.
I think I tried before when I was hoping the Packers would get a Buka, but then I had to bow because we got Olin.
Yeah.
That's looking better now.
This is crazy. This trade right here. So if anybody wants to knock off New Age Outlaw, he's got 300 to be the lead dog candidate for that. But Micah Parsons is now a Green Bay Packer. This is horrible for the Lions. This is horrible for Caleb Williams. This is not going to be good for Caleb. I'll pull up the NFL conferences here, and as you can see, Detroit Lions were and probably still are my pick to win the division, but this is becoming a very close battle now. So Green Bay Packers certainly have upped their odds in likelihood of winning games, but it's still going to be a tough race because despite losing Ben Johnson, I still think the Lions are so full of talent. You know, and Amon-Ra St. Brown's look dominant in scrimmages, and and I just, I've seen what I need to see to know that they're still going to be great. They're still going to be a great team, but they're going to take a big step backwards in many ways because of Ben Johnson not being there. But it doesn't mean that they won't still throw the ball, have good fantasy production. Gibbs is going to be used like crazy. They're still transferring a lot of what they were doing over to the new, way of things, but it's certainly not going to be a good step forward. You can't take a step forward losing Ben Johnson. He's just a very skilled play caller and scheme artist, you could say. So as for this Green Bay Packer team, though, getting Parsons certainly going to help on all levels, offensively, field position, et cetera, et cetera. The question really just comes down to, is Jordan Love really an elite quarterback or capable of being a very, very good quarterback, which is, you don't need to be elite. Goff's not elite, but Goff's a good quarterback, competent quarterback that turned near great under Ben Johnson's command. We'll see if what happens to him. Does he turn into a pumpkin, here in 2025? I think getting rid of Hendon Hooker was strange to me. What was the reasoning? Travis, did you ever end up even seeing why the Lions turned their back on Hendon Hooker? I mean, Gump clearly doesn't know because Gump loves him. What was it? What was even the? I mean,
who's their backup
now? Gump, who's your backup now?
Kyle Allen?
Why?
Kyle.
Why, Gump?
Well, the reason why is because we got a offensive coordinator. I think you're right about this. That's like the devil, the bevel.
We don't know what you're saying, Gump. We don't know what you're saying. You said about 20 words, and not one person knows what the hell you just said.
Well, I'm just saying that Johnny Morton on the team is horrible, and that's why Hooker's gone.
Yeah. So now you don't like. Now you don't like Jordan. Now you don't like Johnny Morton. Now you don't like Morton.
No, I don't. I think you're right. I think you're right about that. Again,
Gump. Right. Gump, say that again. I'm right about it.
You're right about it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Do you know who your third string quarterback is?
We don't have one.
Gump, I'm impressed, but Gump has some knowledge about his own team. I will say that Gump does seem to have.
Well, what I need to know from you on your own team is this Kyle Murray situation. Is he going to really do good as far as fantasy or what?
I think he will. He's definitely capable. He's capable. Hold on, Gump. Let's one thing at a time. One more thing.
Let's
tear down your Lions real quick. Hold on, okay. Gump. Let's wait. I'm impressed by Gump knowing a little bit about his team. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think he was. I thought he was going to be like, I don't know. You guys don't have a third string or fourth string quarterback. This is wild. So you're heading into the season with Jared Goff, Kyle Allen, and no one else. I don't understand why you guys didn't want to keep Hendon Hooker. I really don't get it. He was promising. He looked pretty solid.
Johnny freaking stupid Morton. You're right.
Well, but what happened to Ben Johnson, the weasel?
Well, maybe he ain't such a weasel after all.
All right,
I'm over here. I'm over here watching the game. I'm right by the end zone.
Okay, we'll let you go, Gump. Call back when you got another one.
Get him! Oh my God, get him!
Right,
get him back up!
Jeez, Gump.
At the high school again.
Yeah, he's
High school,
stalking the high school. Gump says he calls from the high school football game, and he says he's coaching. And I said, "Are you really coaching, or are you just kind of like hovering?" You know, and he's like, don't worry about that. So Gump's down at the local high school, has no kids there, pulls up probably with the van, and just stands there and watches a bunch of high school kids play football. I don't know. There's probably people watching him, watching the high school kids play. Would you try and upgrade this team? Yeah, Dak, running back, Hendy, Bucky, Neighbors, JSN, BTJ. Really good squad. Debo, not really. I like that team a lot. Rice. I mean, Debo, Rice on the bench, Charbonnet, you're kind of just waiting. You can't trade Rice. Well, you could try and trade Rice right now, but you're waiting for Sharps to gain value. Debo's going to get more value just playing. So, honestly, I'd sit on that. Would I trade Debo or Rice with JSN to get that Lamb-type player? Sure. Not touching the running backs. I like Dak, so I'd say that this team's kind of a hold for me in general, but would I explore upgrading the wide receiver room? Sure. Let me go back around the phone line real quick. Travis, did you have anything else? I'm not going to hang up on you.
Just the deal there. I just don't get what the Cowboys were doing, especially like talked about how Parsons went back to them and gave them another chance, and then just to get two what are going to be like mid to late first round picks for them. I know they got a player too, but it just doesn't come close. It's like one of the ultimate botches in terms of having a franchise guy that really didn't cause any problems.
Well, Raiders makes a great point, and we haven't touched on this yet, but I did want to discuss it, so it's good timing. That finally someone had the balls to not play Jerry's game, and good job, Micah. And that's really what I think the underlying storyline here is, that Jerry's running this thing in corrupt fashion, circumventing agents, and the NFL just sitting back and really doing nothing about that is wild to me. I hope that this, shines some light on that. I hope Parsons speaks out, and I hope that the media, this catches wind, and then we start having conversations about this, and we start talking about how this is a ridiculous situation that shouldn't have taken place, and something needs to be done to make sure that this doesn't happen in the future. And owners are trying to circumvent and make players be put in vulnerable positions where maybe they don't have the knowledge base to even, negotiate a deal. So it's ridiculous to try and do this to a player. I'm not saying Jerry's offer was crazy. Sounds like he offered, some solid money to him, but it's the disrespect of it. Parsons wanted nothing to do with it. And you're right, Raiders. It's a great storyline to suggest that, this is a taking a stand against some of the corruption in the NFL as it relates to like owners and strong arming players, and just a real good outcome here. Mute yourself real quick, caller. I'll be right with you. Just a real good outcome for a player pushing back against the system. And Jerry needs to get moved aside. I think that we're sensing that we're very close to that being a situation. Caller, mute yourself. We got a lot of background noise there. So Jerry should be pushed aside. Well, maybe we're going to inch toward that. This decision might maybe bring us closer to that, but he's such an egotistical person. Wouldn't shock me if this did nothing. Wouldn't shock me at all if he thinks he knows everything. He thinks he's so good at this game. I've been around forever. You think I haven't seen that? When everybody questions him, he gets so angry. He goes and does interviews, and someone asks him a question. He gets so mad after and vows never to return to their podcast, I'm sure. But this guy is just crazy. Should I drop my kicker and risk losing week 1 for Tesla, Samson, Cooper off of waivers? I wouldn't say no. I don't do that. I don't play that game. But I do want Tesla. I do like Samson. Those are both really good players to grab, but I can't suggest you do that. Make a trade if you need to. Would you drop Philly defense and pick up Green Bay? Already answered that one. Yeah, no, not doing that. Not doing that, but I do think Green Bay becomes a real viable option in fantasy right now. I mean, Parsons is just unbelievable. So anyway, let me keep circling around the phone line real quickly. Callers, 231, you're live. What is your name? Where are you calling from? Everybody else, please stay muted. 231, you're live.
What's up, Smitty? This is Gump again. I've been just at halftime. This is a big game over here between Oak Ridge and Orchard View Cardinals.
Finish him.
These
Call terminated.
What are we doing? What's Water Gump doing? We call him Water Gump. I'm just over at the high school, Smitty. I'm in a tent. I'm in the tent at the on the grassy side of the north end zone. I'm in a tent. I got my van door open, and the parents are looking at me. I think they really liked and enjoyed that I'm here watching the kids at the school. Thank you, Gump. Water Gump checking in. I got to enter his number because I don't know when he's calling. 760, you're live. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Smitty? My name is James from California.
What's up, James?
What's up, man? First and foremost, I just want to say go Pack Go. This Micah Parsons news is sick, man.
Yeah. James.
So I have a question. I'm a little stressed out about this Jaden Reed situation. So I'm in a 12-man PPR double flex league. I got Josh Allen at the helm, Devon Achane, Bijan, Travis, George Pickens, Warren, Hendy, Reed, and at the bench I got Benson, Gordon, Jaden Higgins, Woody Marks, Drake May, and Rice.
All right, didn't retain all that, but go ahead. I don't know. What's your question, though? Because I can't really do a whole roster eval. I got a full phone line. I can't write any of that down. It'd take forever. So what's the main question? What do you do? Like, is there a waiver wire player? What are you thinking? Who are your three starting wide receivers? Who are your three? Give me your three starting wide receivers. I don't need the whole team.
Travis Hunter, Pickens, and Reed.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you drafted thin. You drafted real thin.
Yeah.
I love Pickens. I love Travis Hunter.
On Rice.
And you said you have Tesla?
No, but that was my next question. Who should I drop for Tesla?
All right. Who's your bottom three players on your team? Bottom three.
I got Woody Marks, Jaden Higgins, and Benson.
You kind of need Higgins in your situation more than you need Marks, but you are risking, who's your top two players? I couldn't retain everything you were saying, but who'd you say?
I got Josh Allen, Achane, and Bijan.
Okay, Bijan. I mean, if I could trade Achane down to like a Hendy or player around that territory. Hendy. Oh, Hendy. Okay. You have Hendy, Bijan, Achane. Okay, your running backs are off the hook.
Yeah, it's just the wide receivers, man, that are stressing me out a little bit.
Can you trade Bijan down to Genty and upgrade like a Reed? Look at that, because you might not be dropping down that much. Genty's such a marvel, bro. I don't know if I want you going from Bijan down too much, though. Your team's absolutely fire. I don't think you're, minus the wide receiver situation. I mean, you still got a good team. Like, I think you could certainly still compete even with your wide receivers. Pickens is certainly going to be a low-end wide receiver one. So I don't think you're in dire trouble, but would I entertain getting a big wide receiver injected into that wide receiver room by a downgrade of Bijan to Genty? And I think Genty he literally could be top 3 overall this year. So explore that, all right? And then come back to me when you got something cooked up.
All right, I got you. Thanks, Smitty.
All right, thanks, man. All right, let me go over to 469. What's your name, 469, and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? My name's Brody. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas, and all I have to say is that might be the worst trade since the Luka trade. But at least we got Cooper Flagg out of that. Out of this other one, we got a 32-year-old D tackle, and I know he's a Pro Bowler, but he's in his end stages of his career.
Hold on,
we got too late first round.
We got a live clip from Jerry. We really like this guy. He's a Pro Bowler from the past, and we really think we really filled a void making this trade.
Yeah, it's the worst trade I've ever seen in my life, and I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm probably I'm probably gonna not even watch a game this year because
You're
of
gonna
that
burn the
trade
jersey. Yeah,
I got a CeeDee Lamb jersey, so that helps me a little bit. But that was my one thing, just a little rant. My second thing is, so I sent you a super chat the other day, and I don't know if you remember, but it was for a trade offer. Someone offered me. They were going to give me Patrick Mahomes, Drake London, and Kyron, and then I had to give up Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and CMC. Now I realized you told me to do that trade, and I'm on that side of clicking that accept button. The only thing that I am worried about is that he has Jamar Chase. So I'm basically giving him the infinity gauntlet when it comes to that.
Okay, well, tell me the trade. Tell me the trade one more time.
So I have
New
T.
age
Higgins, CMC, and then Joe Burrow, and I would be receiving
I'm sorry,
Patrick Mahomes, Kyron. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, so hold on. Mahomes, Kyron, and then who?
And London.
And then you'd be giving up what?
I'd be giving up Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and CMC.
Burrow, Higgins.
But like I said, he's already got Jamar Chase, so I feel like I'm giving him the.
But it doesn't it doesn't matter. That doesn't make him score any more points. Like you can't. You're thinking weird. You got to just do the trade if the trade makes sense. Okay, don't worry about Does giving him Burrow and Higgins make Chase score more points?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so don't worry about that. All right. So Mahomes for Burrow, honestly, to me, I think it could be a wash this year. So I'm going to just scratch those guys out. I truly believe that's how good Mahomes can be. CMC, Kyron, I'd rather have Kyron. But I understand that if everybody says the phrase, or the phrase, Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, he's the best player in football. Like, yeah, so is LaDainian Tomlinson. If he returned, he would be the best. Like, we can play these games all we want, but there's a lot of injury risk here. But if you wanted to even lean that this is a slight advantage to McCaffrey in your mind or whatever, and I can't convince you otherwise, so be it. Is the difference between London and Higgins going to close that gap to at least even? I think it would. So in your worst case scenario, McCaffrey balls out all year, Kyron balls out all year, but McCaffrey's better, let's say. I think London makes up that gap, and this is a wash in your worst case scenario. But the fact that I think London is better than Higgins and Kyron's better than Christian McCaffrey, and that Mahomes and Burrow are a tie, I'm still doing this trade. I'd rather have Mahomes, Kyron, and London. But, I mean, chat, vote on this and let me know what you think in the chat. Would you rather have CMC, Burrow, and Higgins, or Mahomes, Kyron, and London? To me, it's just, I'm not worried about his team. Anybody that worries about the other person's team is playing for second place. You can't worry about that.
That's true. Yeah, and I have a pretty good running back depth, so I mean, I feel like this is a good trade for me, honestly. It's just that one part I just hate giving him Burrow, and he's got the best stack in fantasy. You know, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, all right, man. Later.
I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. And yeah, keep in mind, I heard Travis starting to say it, like that doesn't do anything in non-best ball. Best ball, it's different. In non-best ball, it's so we got Mahomes side, Lamb, London, and Mr. Okay, CMC side, London side, Mahomes side. It's really close. Yeah. Why is it different in best ball? Because best ball stacking matters a lot. Because you essentially in best ball. You're trying to statistically you're trying to get things to go right, and when things go right, like in the example of Burrow, Chase Brown, Higgins, and Jamar Chase, those four players were on the Best Ball Mania $2 million winning team, with the assumption that stacking was good, and it won last year. Like it's clearly proven. What it comes down to is there's a lot of reasons why the stacking works. You're stacking players that are on good teams that are going to score a lot. And if you make it to the playoffs, the Super Bowl, whatever, and you're in a best ball situation, you're having to get a lot of things right. And to have the Bengals firing off together really kind of puts that in a clump and cluster, and then they all blow up, and you're getting a lot of things right with one thing going, in a positive direction. Whereas if you've got Josh Allen and Jamar Chase, and then you've got, instead of Chase Brown, you have, let's say it's even Jahmyr Gibbs or something, you're needing all those teams to do well, and then thus those players do well. But it's not impossible. Like when people say you have to stack, you do not. You could easily win. And in the reverse of it, the game where, and you don't have to use the Bengals game, but the Bengals game when Hamlin, the Hamlin situation happened, anybody that had those players lost because they stacked those teams. So like there's ways that it could hit you. And that's like an extreme example, but if you've got Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow in a final contest, and let's say Joe Burrow has no touchdowns or has one touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 190 yards, Jamar Chase could have 100 and a touch, even though Burrow had a bad game, and Josh Allen could score 5 total touchdowns. And so you're better off having Josh Allen and Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase is still a great receiving option. So it can backfire on you too. But in non-best ball, stacking is more of a detriment than anything because you're not having optimal lineups. In best ball, it's optimal lineups. Jamar Chase wasn't even used on the Best Ball Mania $2 million team in the final week because he didn't do anything. And so another player came in and subbed in for Jamar Chase automatically. You don't get that luxury. So if a team has a bad game, then that entire group of players that you have on one team tanks your entire week, and you don't have optimal scoring to insert other players if your players do bad. That's why best ball stacking can't hurt you, because if your team does bad, your other players get inserted into the lineup automatically. It doesn't happen in non-best ball, so you screw yourself when you stack too hardcore. Even with great teams, it's not the best move. Can it be advantageous? Can it be fun? Sure. Would I love to have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in non-best ball? Yeah, because it's fun, but it doesn't actually help you. It helps you in that, like, if you're choosing between a high octane offense and the Bengals, a non-high octane offense and then the Bengals, yeah, it's more advantageous to stack as many players from that high octane offense. But it's, if you're talking about Josh Allen versus Burrow and having all these different stack options, maybe it is better in non-best ball to not put all your eggs in one basket where you have no control of optimal scoring. $20 hauler from Booty. Appreciate you dropping the 20 wad. Draft closed yesterday, standard league. Let me hit this button for you real quickly, and then I'll go to the phone line.
Super chat alert.
All right, my boy says draft closed yesterday, standard league. By the way, my underdog drafts are like timing out like mad dog right here. Damn it. This sucks. I thought I was going to get through all these before. These drafts have been so dragging their feet. Thankfully, I'm timing out with picks from my queue, but they're literally ripping off one after the other here, and I'm trying to find out if I can. I'm trying to squeeze out a couple picks here and there, but this is brutal watching these teams just get fly off the board here. How many teams are on auto right now? None. So I must have timed out on like 7 or 8 drafts right now just for one round, but it's brutal to have that happen, especially when you're feeling like you're crushing some of these drafts. I'm in the last pick here. I need a potential backup tight end. Let's see. Do I go RB here? Is Brashard Smith there? He's becoming one of my favorite final round selections. Let me see. Brashard, where are you, Brashard? Where are you, good buddy? He's gone already. Do I have Bucky on this team? If I've got Bucky, I'm taking Sean Tucker. I don't have Bucky. I need a potential backup tight end. I got Brock Bowers. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go RB here. There's no RBs left. I'm going to go Sean Tucker. Never know. This question right here, 6 point per TD league, BTJ. We got gifted memberships. Mr. T dropping 5 gifted memberships. We had New Age Outlaw dropping 20 just a second ago. New Age, appreciate you.
Alert.
New Age, are you still on the
Super
phone line?
chat alert.
Hey, New Age,
I'm
what is your total at right now? I just want to give everybody an idea. If anybody wants to Marsman open spot.
340.
340. That's a tall order. 340 is what New Age has dropped tonight on the line here. So if anybody wants to get that open Marsman spot, the highest super chatter or gifter of the evening is going to grab that spot, and you keep it. You're not going to be having to, like, unless you leave the league or something, that spot is yours. So congrats so far on that. You're in pole position. Booty, appreciate you. Draft closed yesterday, 6 point per TD. BTJ, St. Brown, JD5, Henderson, Caleb Johnson, Tet McMillan, DJ Moore, Evan Ingram, JJ McCarthy, Brian Robinson, Marvin Mims, Scattaboo. Is my team too risky? Your receivers are awesome with BTJ, St. Brown. Your quarterback's obviously the best in my opinion. I got JD5 as my QB1. Your running back stable is crafty, but it is, a little bit thinned out. DJ Moore, potentially a trade piece, or he's not going to get a running back eligibility, but it's kind of crazy. I wish he would. I wish that fantasy football would allow for a mid-season. Most platforms, I don't think any platform would allow him to just gain running back. Does any platform allow you to gain running back eligibility or wide receiver eligibility mid-season? Maybe they do. We just don't see it a lot. Maybe some of them do. Does anybody remember? I know that like they've changed Taysom Hill back mid-season, so maybe he would gain running back eligibility during the season. Let's see if Kruger knows the answer to that, because we just don't see it a lot in the NFL since Taysom Hill. So, hey, Kruger, on the Sleeper app, on ESPN, on Yahoo, in fantasy football, do those platforms account for position eligibility changes? Like, let's say DJ Moore, the receiver for the Bears, starts playing running back. Will they add running back eligibility? I don't think they will, but do you know if they do? Because I don't think Debo ever got it added, so why would they add it to DJ Moore?
Yeah, Smitty. So, generally speaking, on platforms like ESPN, Yahoo, Sleeper, they do have position eligibility rules, but they are pretty conservative about changing a player's position. So, if DJ Moore suddenly took a few snaps at running back, it's actually pretty unlikely they'd flip him over to RB eligibility. They tend to keep guys where they started unless there's a really big consistent shift in how they're being used. And you're right, someone like Deebo Samuel never really got that running back tag, even when he was getting a lot of carries, because he was still primarily considered a wide receiver. So yeah, the platforms will kind of stick to their guns on that. If it ever changes, it usually takes a lot of time and a lot of snaps of that new position.
So give me a projection, and I know you're just guessing, but let's say DJ Moore started like 4 games in a row as the lead back. What's it going to take for the systems to change and commit to adding the running back tag to his position eligibility?
Yeah, so if we're just kind of speculating here, I'd say if DJ Moore actually started 4 full games as the legit lead running back, you'd probably see some noise from the fantasy community. And when there's enough of that kind of uproar and it's really obvious he's getting running back volume, a platform like Sleeper might adjust a bit quicker because they tend to be more flexible. ESPN or Yahoo might take a little longer, but after maybe a month of that kind of usage, they might consider it. But yeah, it really comes down to them seeing a consistent pattern. They're not going to jump on it after just a game or two.
Yeah, I think actually Kruger sounds really spot on that. Usually he's kind of hit and miss with stuff, but it does sound like that would be pressure. The pressure of everybody crying and complaining and putting a binky in their mouth and just being a baby about that Taysom Hill situation back in the day. I could see it being a very similar, everybody cries, and then they go ahead and make the change. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my whole point on that was like, this team, side tangent, very long side tangent, long-winded. I'm sorry. You might run into something like that, but like, who knows? And DJ Moore, the only way DJ Moore is going to become a full-time running back is if Swift gets injured, but that's not that crazy of a scenario. But I do think they just trade for ETN or Walker anyway, so who knows? But, with this team, the only thing you can maybe do is try and I think it is a little concerning that there's no running back depth there, but you're pretty strong everywhere else. I would probably say I'm trying to trade Caleb Williams and Tet McMillan, Caleb Johnson and Tet McMillan for one slightly better running back before I do anything drastic or crazy. And DJ Moore might have some good trade value now. If you wanted to keep Tet McMillan, you could go Caleb Johnson and DJ Moore. Breece Hall seems like the best candidate for a buy low. Harvey and Breece Hall would be very, very strong additions in that situation. This one here, rate my team, 10-man Baker, London, Sutton, Gibbs, Bucky, Hampton, and Njoku, benches, Hendy, Hunter, and Buka. Love the team. Baker, London. Yeah, I'd say, 7.8. I just room for you make one big waiver move or one big trade, and all of a sudden you're one of those 8.0 teams. I'd say Bill, love Buka. Bill and Rice, Bill and maybe Sutton for like just a slight upgrade into that like BTJ category, and you're off to the races. New Age, did you have anything else you wanted to add? I'm going to go around the phone line in a second after I clear these off, but I want to see if New Age had anything else he wanted to say. And again, appreciate all your super chats and gifts, man.
Yeah. I just wanted to know what's the risk level that if Reed plays on this injury that he'll get knocked out? Like, is it really risky or?
Yes, he's playing on and by the way, we got 10 more gifted memberships from Brown Panther. Brown Panther, thank you so much for dropping those. You're the man, bro. You're the absolute man. Reed is
You've just been Smitty approved.
Reed is playing on a Jones fracture, which is basically like a break in the toe. So it's bad. It's really bad. And he's going to try and play through it. He's not electing to have surgery, but again, given how many years I've done this, the patterns, I could very much, it's not a guarantee, but very much see this being just, he's prolonging the inevitable. He's trying not to lose his spot. He's feeling very much in his feelings already. He's frustrated. He's fighting in practice. Like it's been a very, very obvious like unraveling of his, his job going to Golden. Golden's the golden boy. He was very bent out of shape when they drafted Golden because of the narrative of we finally got excuse me, Reed. Like I bet you Reed was standing there. I could just picture Reed standing there as the crowd sees Matthew Golden like walking to the locker room. And I bet you somebody like they didn't even notice Reed was walking next to him. And they're like, excuse me, sir, we got to get over here, take some photos of Matthew Golden. Like Reed's been really bent out of shape out of this situation. And I think his decision to not have surgery is based on the fact that he doesn't want to lose the ground. He feels very much the, fear of missing out. And it could just end up costing him even more, So we're going to probably hear Reed is having surgery. Reed's going on IR. Reed's going to think this one through. Reed's going to realize he's incapable of playing well. And at some point, he's going to look at, like, I'm going to get outplayed, and it's going to make things look even worse. Let me just shut it down. That way I have a true legitimate excuse for not going out there and getting owned in practice or whatever. And also, Reed doesn't get used unless it's 3 wide receiver set territory, which has always been head-scratching to me because he feels like one of the most dynamic receivers, honestly, in the league, and they don't even use him. But he also can't stay healthy, so there's that as well.
Yeah, we won't be high-powered, I don't think, this year, but we can control it. I think Jacobs gets a little boost up, but I ain't that much.
Yeah, definitely. This is solid for field position. Field position is always going to be something that helps the running game. And getting him closer to the red zone and in the red zone more frequently is going to be a really good thing for Jacobs. I don't hate Jacobs, never have. He was a Mars man last year for a reason, but I am not the biggest Jacobs drafter this year because I feel like he can go in that second round territory, and there's so many other players, Bucky, other players I'd rather have. Hendy, I think Hendy's going to outscore him, but it doesn't mean that I don't like Jacobs. We've always liked Jacobs. I just don't love his ADP. Just like I love Ted McMillan, I
agree 100.
I don't love his ADP. But yeah,
all right, that's all I got.
All right, hey, New Age, call back if you got another one. Appreciate you, bro. Or you can sit on hold, whatever you want. You want to sit on hold? Go ahead and sit on hold.
All
right. Let's get through these super chats here, and then I'll go right around the phone line. Just hang tight. I'm only going to handle these $20 haulers first. So appreciate everybody in the building. I got all your super chats if you've got one on screen. So hang tight. Let me move these over and get to these $20 haulers. Thank you for life. I'll get yours in a second. Australia, thank you for yours. Range, or no, who was that? K6M, I'll get to yours in a second. Adam with the $25 hauler. Adam, appreciate you. Young man, appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Adam says, any moves, 12-team, PPR, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex, Bo Nix, Jefferson, Bucky, Kyron, Hendy, Sutton, Pearsall, Odunze. Nice team. Ollie. Love Ollie Gordon on these rosters. Penix is available. Let's get Hendy a house call. Attaboy. Appreciate you. 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex. Okay, so, yeah, I love the squad. Love the squad. The only thing I'd even consider doing is, like, moving. I like Sutton. This is disrespectful to Sutton every year. Acting like he's not a true wide receiver one. He is. I admit I'm part of that disrespect, and I don't know why. I like him, but am I trying to upgrade him? Always. I don't know why. So Sutton and Pearsall, Sutton and Adunze. Maybe there's a wide receiver needy team out there where you could go get a BTJ, a Lad McConkey. Now Sutton could outscore Lad. Who knows? Sutton's really, really solid. But I would be interested in that. Past that, I don't want to trade JJ, don't want to trade Bucky, don't want to trade Kyron, don't want to trade Henry, don't want to trade, Hendy, don't want to trade Bo Nix. I like everything about this team. Would I maybe use one of those wide receivers to upgrade Jake Ferguson? Sure. That's also a nice move. McBride sometimes gets undervalued. I just got McBride in a Dynasty League trade, and I'm happy about that. He seems to be undervalued right now. So maybe just kind of poke around at that. People fear Kyler so much that they don't think that these guys can play like McBride and MHA can play together. Everyone's worried that one's going to take out the other, that they both can't see massive increases in touchdown production, which is wild to me. Kyler has produced amazing numbers before. Like it's insane that there's no thought at all that Kyler and the Cardinals could take a big step forward, especially with an improved defense. We're talking about what Parsons could do for Jacobs and for Love and the entire Green Bay situation. Well, the Cardinals have one of the better defensive drafts in the NFL draft this year. So the Cardinals defense is going to put the Cardinals offense in really good field position. Penix Jr. available. I definitely would take Penix Jr. over May personally in a redraft setting. In Dynasty, I think May could become, a really, really, really amazing quarterback and rise up. But it's debatable. Like cutting May for Penix and Jr. in redraft, like it could backfire. Certainly, they're both really, really solid. I'd look to do those trades. I love this team, but it's about Pearsall, Odunze, Sutton for me, or upgrading Ferguson. So those are kind of tough trades to do. Not everybody's going to be in the business of getting 2 receivers for 1, but maybe you find a team that didn't do a good job of supporting their wide receiver room, but got one big gun. Made some moves. This is a $20 hauler from Eddie. Eddie, appreciate you, Eddie.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Okay, Eddie, thank you so much for the super chat. Thomas, I got your super chat on screen. I'll be handling that one in just a second, so appreciate you. Made some moves. Team is Kyler, Hampton, Hendy, Lamb, Garrett, McBride, Worthy, benches, Ward, McCarthy, Igbuka. I mean, we got to get Igbuka in your lineup, bro. I would say Garrett Wilson. I mean, what do you upgrade, though? You could upgrade a quarterback. We just talked about Kyler, but I still, fantasy could upgrade him. Garrett Wilson, damn, man. It doesn't hurt to have the bench depth, though. Not saying nobody should have, like, a cleared-out bench. Just because you got a player on the bench means you got to make a trade. But I always look like that because, Sharps, maybe you're waiting. Maybe you need Garrett Wilson to prove his value before you go sending him packing. But I'll be honest, I'm starting Igbuka over Garrett Wilson in week 1, I think. It's a tough call, but I think I am. And, it's probably a debate between Worthy and Garrett Wilson, to be honest. I'd probably go Worthy and Igbuka. But, chat, what would you do? Can you guys vote in the chat on this one? What 2 wide receivers are you starting out of Worthy, Igbuka, and Garrett Wilson? I love Garrett Wilson, but I'm starting Igbuka. Would I trade Garrett Wilson, start Igbuka, trade Garrett Wilson to upgrade Hampton into like Genty or Bijan or Gibbs? Try that, Eddie. Past that, you're kind of just like waiting for the players to gain more value walking into the season. Chase Brown for Hampton and Golden. I'd rather have Chase Brown. I like Hampton a lot, but he still lives a little bit in a volatile world with Harbaugh and the decisions that he could make and the rotation he could eventually have. I think that Hampton clearly took the job, but he's not going backward. But will they still rotate enough that it annoys people? Maybe, but probably not. Rest of season, Scary Terry or George Pickens. I'm gonna say George Pickens, but it's close enough that I could argue the hell out of that. Please rate your team. 12 team, Mahomes, Puka, London, Henderson, Harvey, Pitts. Love the squad, Pickens, Rushy, Rice, Sharps. Love the team, love the depth. You got tons of value that could grow on the bench, but you're waiting on moving that until it does. Unless somebody would overpay for Rice, which is not probably likely at all. Puka, London, Mahomes, Hendy, Harvey. I think you just sit on this team, Smokey, unless you can maybe trade Puka for a player. Like if you could downgrade him into, like if someone views him higher than London or BTJ, or you got London, BTJ, which I don't think anybody's going to give you much for that change out. I wouldn't be opposed to trying to trade Puka straight up for BTJ or straight up for St. Brown or straight up for a player that I like Puka a lot, but he doesn't score touchdowns, and Adams is there, and he's an injury risk. Sharps, Ollie, Sampson, Blue, or Marks, pick one. I'm going to go Sharps, then Ollie in that order, but there's no way I'm viewing Sharps as not one of the biggest league winners, and Ollie is too, but that's an easy call for me. All right, I'm going to get to these super chats after I get through the phone line. Is Edwards Bill's JCM new handcuff? Is Edwards Bill's new handcuff? No, it would be Rodriguez. Appreciate you for that super chat, and I'll get to these two in a second. Let me hit the phone lines real quickly. Let me go over to Ryan, who's been waiting a long time, then David, then over to Scotty Dew. Scotty Dew, hang tight. I'm sorry. But Ryan, go ahead, Ryan. You're live. As quickly as you can. No full team evals. Just give me, the meat and potatoes. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can I get you to rank a group of players, a small group here? Pickens, Debo, Ibuka, Hunter, Jameson Williams.
Pickens, Debo, Ibuka, and who?
Hunter, Jameson Williams.
Hunter and J-Mo. Number one for me is going to be Buka. Number two will be probably George Pickens. This is 2025 only. Number three would probably be, is this Dynasty or you want me to do this for redraft?
Redraft.
Okay. J-Mo, Hunter, Debo. I mean, God, this could go in any way, any which direction. I would say 3 would be Debo, maybe even 3A, or 3 Ty. I'd almost say 3 Ty with Hunter. And this is no disrespect to J-Mo, who I'd rank 5, because the tie would account for 2 players. It's just a matter of, like, this is a number 2 for his team. I think Hunter's sharing the number 1 role, but it could eventually begin as he's the number 2. Debo, same thing. I think he's sharing the role. Buka and Pickens, even though Pickens is the number 2, he's in such an amazing situation that I consider him better than being the number 1, like, for some teams. Not saying if J-Mo were the number 1 or Hunter were the clear number 1, I'd rather have those guys over Pickens. But I just mean that, like, Pickens is better than a number 1 Ted McMillan or a number 1 in a different situation. Pickens is going to eat. But in Buka, while Buka is in the same spot, like, these guys are all kind of in similar situations. I think Buka is going to be the number 1 wide receiver by the end of the year on the Tampa Bay Buccaneer, in that room. I don't think he starts to look like it. I think he could finish as the number 1. I think he could beat out Evans on the year, not just per start at the end of the season extrapolated. I mean, I think he's the number 1 wide receiver at the end of the year. And I think he's a 2nd round pick in 2026, which is what, I said a long time ago that he'd go where JSN's going now. And that was kind of crazy and bold back when I said it. But now I think people are starting to really believe that this is true. And it is a little annoying and frustrated how many people are
I know everyone's on him now.
Everyone, they act like they've been on it the whole time. Like, yeah, if you've been watching us, you know that Buka, we've been talking about him for a month now. It's like, whatever.
I Can I throw one more at you? Just two
One more.
players. Who would
One
you
more.
rather have? Dobbins or Javante?
I don't want to waste my marker on that question, bro. Dobbins or Javante? I don't know.
If you had just one. Toss up. 50.
Probably Javante because he's starting. I mean, Dobbins is going to get injured if they use him in a way that's actually shockingly annoying. Then he's going to get hurt immediately. And if he takes enough from Harvey that he's relevant, I still think Javante. I don't want either one because they're both going to end up not starting. They're both going to end up getting replaced. JK is not even really going to get replaced as much as he's just going to get nudged out more and more and more. Let me put it this way: I'd rather have Ollie Gordon by a country mile if he's available and you could drop one of them.
Okay.
Is Ollie Gordon available to swap out?
No, I've already got him.
Okay. All right. Later, bro.
Yeah.
All right. David, and then over to Scotty Doo. David, you're live.
Hey, it's Tony from Philly. It's cool though. I know you always call me David. But thank you.
Yeah, Tony. What's your? Let's see.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me try and make sure I write this down again. So the 484 David is Tony. Okay, 484.
Yes.
David is Tony. Finkel is Einhorn. Is Tony. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, pal.
Last week at the draft, I had a couple curveballs thrown at me. When I got there, they said that the roster setups were going to be a little bit different. It was going to be one running back and 3 flex spots, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a quarterback. So everybody started making crazy picks right away. Like, it was a 12-team league. Metcalf went in the second. DJ Moore went in the second. Marvin Harrison Jr. went in the second. So I just want to see if I did the right thing. So
you better have.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be real critical of. I'm gonna be real critical of you on this one, man. With that information, that's insane. But go ahead. What did you steal away from your league? Hopefully.
So I had the 9th pick. I wanted Genty like you told me to. He wasn't there, so I went Henry and Bucky Irvin with my first 2 picks. And then when it came time for my 3rd pick, I couldn't believe it. Chase Brown was there, so I grabbed Chase Brown. And then the best player available in the 4th was Hubbard. So I ended up taking him. And then I don't know. I waited for forever to take a quarterback. I ended up with Kyler Murray and Justin Fields. And then at wide receiver, I ended up with Rice, Jerry Jeudy, and Deebo Samuel. And I don't know if I'm being too arrogant by thinking then I'm okay at wide receiver until Rice gets back. Also ended up stealing R.J. Harvey in the 7th round.
Jeez. Well, I mean, I'm still with this amount of, I'm trading Chuba. I want Harvey as my 4th running back. I want to be able to use him. You're not even able. You're starting how many wide receivers?
2.
Okay, so 2 wide receivers.
So right now I'm starting Judy and Deebo, and I have Rice. But I feel comfortable with Deebo and Judy.
Yeah, you don't need to necessarily make a crazy trade, but because you can only start Chase Brown, Henry, and Bucky, and you have Harvey, you can't even get into your. Or no, Harvey could be your flex. So because you could start. Yeah, you could start 1 running back, let's say Henry, and then Bucky, Brown, and Harvey. I'm trading Chuba for that wide receiver because 6 games is a long time. And Chuba could get you any sort of MHJ, Garrett Wilson, Buka.
Someone offered me JSN for him already.
Yeah, I would take that. Because you're not using Chuba. Or if you are using
Chuba. Oh, no, you are.
I
am.
Well, you don't
I'm not
need
using Harvey.
Okay, well then you could, if you wanted to, you could trade Harvey. I would do either one of those trades, but I would rather have JSN than Chuba anyway, straight up. And I like Chuba. So you should definitely take that trade. That's going to help you for 6 weeks. And bro, you don't know, something might happen to Deebo. and then now you got Rice and JSN, I'd 100% take that trade. I like Chuba, but I would 100% take that trade.
You're cool with starting Harvey already?
Sure. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, I didn't know if it would take him a couple weeks.
Well, I mean, you could go Judy week 1 if in your flex spot or whatever if you wanted.
No, I already have him wide receiver. That's what I mean. I have.
But if you got JSN,
I have Harvey on my bench.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is,
if I got JSN,
move it around. It's all flexible. So
did I do the right thing in your opinion?
Yeah, I probably would have drafted the wide receiver instead of Chuba in this situation, but no, it's fine. You can easily fix this, and you got an offer that I think is great. I mean, your running backs are so strong. You aren't wrong that you could get by with Judy and Debo, and you might kick yourself, by making this trade, and then Chuba has a great week 1, and Judy has a great week 1, and you're like, I'm already down and out, Smitty. Thanks a lot. So trust your gut. I'm just telling you what I would do because I love Harvey. And Harvey's so explosive. You could wait a week. Like I said, put Judy in there and put, JSN in there or whatever. And use that as one of your flexes. But I certainly think I would make that trade. I mean, if I'm drafting right now, Chad, am I wrong? If you're drafting right now, you're drafting JSN over Chuba. So it's a great trade.
Yeah, that was my one mistake for sure. I definitely regretted it like almost as soon as I made the pick.
Yeah, but so just make the trade. But Harvey's going to be a monster, bro. All right, later, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I tried to get Ike to give you a plug, but he said he's not allowed to plug other channels. So I tried, man. I'm really sorry.
All right, no problem. I don't even know who he is. All right, later, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Bye. He keeps talking about that whenever he calls. He's like, hey, I'm going on this radio show or whatever, and I'll plug you. And I'm like, I don't even know who you're talking about. Thank you. Appreciate that. Scotty Doo, you're live, my good friend from Hawaii. Aloha. Mecca Meki Laka.
I have a 14-teamer draft later on. I was hoping you can give me some tips or advice or any good way of approaching that. I've never done a 14-teamer before, so do I go tight end quarterback early or wait and grab 2 quarterbacks later on?
1 QB, 2 QB?
Tell me what you got, man. What do you got?
2 QB?
It's a 1 QB league. 1.
Okay. 1 QB, 14-teamer. Doesn't really change my QB approach at all. And honestly, when people say, what do I do in this situation? Sometimes I'll tell them, like, hey, it's a 10-man league or an 8-man league. I will say I'm probably leaning RB. But that is still contingent upon best player available opening those doors and what the board gives you. Always go with what the board gives you. Never cement anything in. But through experience, I could tell you in a 10-man or an 8-man, almost 9 times or 10 times out of 10, RB is going to scream at me. In a 14-teamer, the only thing I'll tell you is that balance will be your savior if best player available allows you some balance, because if you come out RB wide receiver, you are very, very freed up for that third pick, and it doesn't make you, because as much as you can say, yeah, I draft best player available, a lot of people don't. They think they're going to, and then they fold. Because if you were to go, let's say, wide receiver, you're going to force running back here. You're going to be so pressured to do it. They're going to be flying off the board, and you're going to have a team you hate. So coming out of a 14-team league, you will probably be a lot more likely to love your team if you go balanced with the RB, wide receiver, RB. Not to say that it's something you should lock in. I'm just saying keep that in mind. I would also say that I'm not opposed to, if the running backs fall and the value's screaming at me, that I wouldn't just say I'm going to take a gamble. Wide receiver will be a lot easier to fill than running back. The last thing you want to do is miss out on a solid, strong running back in a 14-teamer. Because if you get to the third round and you're just like scraping by, you're going to be pretty upset at yourself. Scotty? Hello? I don't know where he went. Not sure where he went. Travis, what else you got?
last question I had was earlier when I was talking about where you would take Ollie Gordon in a rookie draft. If Tyler Warren was there, would you take Warren or Ollie Gordon?
Ollie Gordon without hesitation. I don't know what Tyler Warren's going to do. Oh, Tyler Warren. I'm thinking you Warren, the running back. I'm sorry. Tyler Warren or Ollie Gordon. I'm sorry. I was thinking you were talking about Warren, the running back. Tyler Warren. This is a redraft?
No, Dynasty.
Dynasty. Tyler Warren all day. Sorry. I completely forgot what misheard your question.
Even if I have what if I have Adrian?
I would try and make a trade. I mean, in a vacuum, Tyler Warren it's hard to imagine taking Ollie Gordon over Tyler Warren in a rookie-only draft. I'm sorry, I misheard you, and I was reading something. I wasn't fully paying attention. My bad. I would say, I mean, look, I want Ollie Gordon. You need Ollie Gordon. You need him. You have to have him.
Mm-hmm.
I
have McBride already.
It's a tough position to be in.
Yeah, I'm not positive all that way, but it's looking like it.
I'm not gonna lie, like this is not an easy question to answer because you need to have Ollie Gordon. But this is one of those things where like I'm trying to figure out a trade. I almost wonder if you could trade back when you're on the clock and say who wants this pick, and then delay, and everybody wants the pick on the clock. You always have bites for that, especially when you're on the clock. So I'd probably be looking to do something like that. I don't know. But then again, what if you miss out on Ollie because of it? It's hard to say. Because everyone's going to know you want Ollie Gordon because you're the HN owner. They're going to be looking at that. Somebody might be like, I'm going to take him. Chat, would you, let's see what the chat thinks. Would it be, and New Age dropping another $10 hauler that puts them at $350, I think, unless New Age you drop something else that I didn't see. But $350 will get the $351 will get the new and vacant Marsman spot that is now available because the individual that autoed on the clock will not be participating this year. And they won't get their spot back from you if you get it. You're going to have it. I'll have some other things for them if they come back into the fold. But basically, we have a Marsman spot available. You'll be in it every year. The Moonman Marsman League, between the two leagues, is one league. It's two divisions, the Marsman division and the Moonman division, in two separate leagues, essentially. So you fall in and out of those depending on if you win or lose. But you're in that, and you're not going to be removed unless you quit. So, or be removed because you're a menace or something. But yeah, so anybody wants that spot. It's a coveted spot. People want in this league so badly because we draft live every year. It's a redraft, the Marsman versus Moonman battle. And it's an open spot, and the high super chatter of the evening is going to get it. And so far, it's New Age with 350. So New Age is taking control of the situation. But if someone else wants it from them, and you want to be in this league bad enough, and you want to support the channel, you can do both at the same time. We kill two birds with one stone. Chat, what are we doing? Can you guys vote on this for Travis? Would you rather have Ollie Gordon if you have HN, or would you take Tyler Warren and he's got McBride as his tight end? It would be a reach to get Ollie Gordon. It for sure would be, but it may be a necessity for him. I don't know. That's so tough, bro. Such a tough call. I wish I could give you a way out of this, but it is not an easy call. Chat, are you risking the biscuit and saying get Ollie? DeBalt says get Ollie. Jerry wants lower fandom as a Cowboys. Casey does not approve of Jerry. None of us do. Tough call, says Cincy. Tyler Warren, Ollie, Gordon, Tyler Warren. You can get Gordon later. That's kind of my thinking. I'm just afraid he'll get sniped. I would trade down, Travis. I don't know.
All right, I'll look into it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to risk a little bit of, you're definitely risking. I mean, I give a future 2028 first rounder for him. I don't know about giving like a 26 first round or anything like that, but like something so far out and your team's amazing, like who cares? But that's a tough one. I got an Ollie vote. Ollie, you can get Gordon later. Really for JSN or rather JSN. Warren vote. Do it live. Ollie, I mean, I'm going to get Ollie if you don't, says DeBalt. Is DeBalt in your league?
Yeah, he's in that league.
Although DeBalt might be saying that because he wants Tyler Warren. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. I'll look into some trades.
Because if DeBalt really wanted Ollie Gordon over Tyler Warren, he probably wouldn't say it. So you gotta read into the mind games. Like if you really wanted Ollie, you'd be sitting here quietly going, Tyler Warren. You'd be voting Tyler Warren. You wouldn't be saying, I'll take him. That means you want Tyler Warren, DeBalt. I can see through you. The real you. I got Ollie in the 17th round. You gonna go? Okay. Thank you. See you tonight.
I'll talk to you when you're back later.
Yeah.
I'll
be
be
back later. 817, what's your name and where you calling from? Then I got to hammer out these super chats. So phone lines will be closed after this one. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty? It's Luis from Fort Worth. Hey, man, just really quick question. I know you're talking about the Marsman and all that. I'm not going to be able to beat out late. I don't think I can beat him if I go something heavier. I know he'll beat me. But the other draft you got going on after week 1, the Superflex League, I'm in that one just to make sure. It's going to be the second Tuesday after week 1. It's going to be the first Tuesday after week 1, right?
Let me merge this call real quickly. Let me see here. Scotty, mute yourself real quick. I'll be right with you. Yeah, it's going to be, I believe I set it for Tuesday. Let me just pull it up and make sure. The draft is going to be, so it's the Wild Wild West draft he's talking about. The highest super chatter of, we'll give away a spot tonight on the Graveyard Show for the highest super chatter. It's called the Wild Wild West. We're setting it for midnight Eastern on Tuesday, September 9th. Midnight Eastern. So
11 o'clock Central. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm doing it late. I'm doing it late night so that people, if they work or whatever, they can try and figure it out, a little bit easier. But basically what that draft is week 1's going to play out. We're not going to draft yet. We're going to let week 1 play out. And then because once week 1 happens, there's a lot of regret. There's a lot of, oh my God, the Pickens is the real, oh my God, it's going to be so much of that. Ibuka's the freaking next neighbors, Malik neighbors, holy crap. Or, stuff like that happens. And it's going to be so fun. Penix Jr. is going to have 4 touchdowns, whatever. And it's like, oh my God, week 1's going to change so much. And so, like a Wild Wild West environment, we're going to come in on Tuesday evening after week 1 and draft a redraft Superflex draft. It'll be the official Superflex League of the show, the follower show, the follower super. And you don't get your guaranteed spot each year, but it will be redraft every year. Week 2 we draft it. It'll be a tradition.
Okay, no, that's perfectly fine. How many rounds is it going to be? 16, 17?
Probably 15, I think.
15? Okay,
yeah.
That's cool. And then good luck to whoever tries to beat Outlaw Outlaw. He's probably going to beat every one of us. You have a good one. Thank you.
Later, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Let's see. Scotty. Final thoughts, Scotty.
Hey, sorry, brother. I had to pick up my daughter. I did watch what you were saying, though, before I called you back. I do like the balanced approach. Do you think if I go wide receiver, I heard you about trying to force a running back. But if I go running back, and get 2 strong running backs, I'd probably feel pretty good about third-round receiver than you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather do that because of the lack of running backs out there. Like, if they start getting scooped up and it's 14 team, it's going to really be bad in the 3rd round for RB. So I would definitely be more apt to go RB, and then have, like, Debo as my number 1 or something like that later on. And I'm not saying you take Debo in the 3rd round, but I'm saying, like, yeah, you might end up going RB, and then you might even go quarterback or tight end or whatever. And I'm still fine with that outcome more so than having the RBs ripped from the board. Because if you get to round 3 and there's not even a hint of Kyron or Hendy or Hampton, or, you know, and you're just basically, you know, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you had, let's say, BTJ and London or something. Of course, I like that. And then if you had a Harvey as your RB, I'd be fine with that. But, you know, to predict that outcome's hard. I would say definitely just make sure you're grabbing an RB when it makes sense, and you're weighing out like Gibbs versus Lamb. It's Gibbs, you know, in this setup, in a 14-teamer. If it's Lamb versus Henry, I'm taking Lamb, and then I'm going to take my running back in round 2.
So if I take that approach, I like that. Do you think instead of grabbing like a top 10 QB, kind of go towards the back of the draft and grab like a Penix and a Drake May and just kind of play the matchups, and then at least that'll give me a lot of depth to play with for the starting?
It can, but no, I don't. I take it as the board gives it to me. If I'm sitting there and I'm debating over T. Higgins and I don't like these players, then hell no, I'm going to go JD5. So it just depends on the board. There's no set. I'm not drafting a quarterback early ever. You'll never hear me say I'm always going to be open-minded to an early quarterback. It depends on what the board's giving me. I'm never going to force a running back or a wide receiver over JD5 or Josh Allen if I don't like the player. I have to legitimately have them ranked higher. That's why I can never, ever tell somebody to go early quarterback or go late quarterback. You have to take the board as, you know, the players as the board gives you.
All right. The reason why I'm asking you these things, and I'll make it quick, is because I've heard, you know, it's better to have that positional advantage in a 4-team or a 16-teamer as far as like the quarterback or the tight end goes.
It is, but it's also better to not draft a player you hate because you're being told to draft a position. So that's why you have to take what the board's giving you. If you force T. Higgins because you're told to go wide receiver and you hate T. Higgins and you don't believe in him, he's going to get hurt. You're just going to hate your team. Your team's going to get screwed up, and you're just not going to be. You got to take the best player available. It doesn't matter. Anybody that tells you go late quarterback no matter what, or go early quarterback no matter what, doesn't know what they're talking about. That's like someone saying, Scotty, in the middle of your chess game, I want you to put your queen in the center of the board. You don't know what it's going to look like. Is there protection out there? What the hell's, you know, you can't just do that. You know, or a better example would be, no matter what, you're driving down the basketball court and your coach tells you, I want you to do a right-handed layup. No matter what is on the court. What if the entire defense is missing from the left side of the court? You're just going to keep dribbling down the right side of the court and do a right-handed layup? You know, you gotta adjust and adapt. What is being given to you? JD5 might be the absolute league-winning best player available on the board at the 3-point something, and you're saying, well, I heard I should wait on a quarterback, and I'm going to take T. Higgins here. Take wide receiver 17, T. Higgins. Let's do it. He'll miss 5 games, but I have a receiver. Hell no. All right, got to go, Scotty. Appreciate you. Call back tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Super chats, 350 tapping out, Brandon McManus. Okay, so New Age tapped out. If anybody drops, I'll tell you what. We'll close it out right now. I'll put a timer on. That way everyone knows that they're gonna get it. So we'll do a 5-minute closeout timer, so everybody can be very, very strategic. And it will be, if someone tried to drop it at the exact time to beat out New Age Outlaw. New Age, I hope you're not offended by this timer that somebody could beat you out at it. If not, New Age, I will give you a spot in the Superflex League if you get nudged out here. Okay. If you're interested in that. New Age, let me know. If you're interested in the Super, maybe you don't like Superflex, I'm not sure. But this timer here, 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Once it hits 0, the spot will be locked in. So if someone does want to drop a 351 to take it, they can. And they'll know what time it is. Brown Panther dropping 10 more gifted memberships in the live chat. Brown Panther, appreciate you doing that, young man. Brown Panther, thank him. Thank New Age Outlaw. Thank Brown Panther for dropping these gifted memberships. Can't thank you all enough for all the support you give. Tapping out, Brandon McManus is amazing kicker, really shining. If you need a kicker, thank you, New Age, for dropping that piece of knowledge there. This one for Aztecs for Life. Dynasty League trade just made. I gave up QB Jalen Hurts, running back Kenny Walker, and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. So Hurts, Walker, and St. Brown for London Nico and a 27 first round pick. Already have Jaden, Bijan, and Gibbs. So Walker, Hurts, and Amon-Ra for Drake, London, and Nico. Who's your quarterback, though? And I assume it's one QB. Already have... Oh, Jaden. Okay, already have Jaden Daniels. Got you. Okay, so Jaden Daniels. So, yeah, you're one Q... If it's a one QB, you gave up Hurts, Walker, and Amon-Ra for London Nico. I'm fine with that. If you've got Jaden Daniels and it's a one QB, that's a solid trade for you. That's a real solid trade for you. Spot will be gone in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Knicks, Purdy, London, Garrett Wilson, Ayuk, Emeka, Buka, Higgins, Thornton, Chase Brown, Kamara, Hampton, Sharps. I like the team. Any moves? Asan, I'd probably say, assuming this is a one QB, I would say love Knicks, London, Garrett Wilson, solid, Emeka, Buka, amazing trio that you got there. Chase Brown, Kamara, Hampton. I love Hampton and Chase Brown. I'd be very tempted to say let's put Garrett Wilson, Kamara together for one strong, solid, Genty type Lamb type monster. So go after those using that combo. Past that, I'm fine just waiting a week and letting Garrett Wilson get the respect he deserves, to be honest with you. Because I think Garrett Wilson's completely undervalued. And I think there's a lot of value in just waiting. I'm on the clock on all these drafts on Underdog. They're just I'm autoing. But thankfully, I'm autoing on my queue, so it looks, some of these cases, I have so many drafts going, I don't know if I drafted them or not. I'm like, that looks like a team I'm drafting. I didn't auto on that one. But they're all down to 1 hour timers, which is such a bummer. Because, you're definitely getting put in a position where you're drafting players you may not draft. So I'm looking at the teams and rosters. I got Benson here. I'll just take Benson. I don't even know what else to pick here. 39 minutes left on this one. I could probably wait until after the show to draft this one. But what player? Let's go. I don't know. All right. Traded Hampton and Adunze for Harvey and Garrett Wilson. That could go either way, but I would take the Harvey Garrett Wilson for sure. So I agree with that move. Nice job. Does Parsons affect Lamb? I think it does. I think it makes the offense throw a lot more. So probably going to have a similar effect as like the Bengals defensive situation. 12-man PPR, 1.2. Do you prefer Lamb, then running backs and Hendy plus wide receiver? So you prefer CeeDee Lamb, then running backs and Hendy plus a wide receiver. You prefer CeeDee Lamb, then running backs, and then Hendy plus a wide receiver. Or Gibbs, then running backs plus... It doesn't... Look, I know you want me to answer this, and I'll tell you a couple of scenarios, but you can win exactly the same way, going different paths. You can score the exact same amount of points. Drafting Lamb or drafting Gibbs, I can create an identical scoring team. And you need to remember that before you think, oh, am I making a mistake by going Gibbs? Oh, I'm regretting it. No. The board's hard to predict. Only you can tell me. And you telling me this doesn't... this is not the right question. The question to ask is, if you go Lamb, will you get a Bucky? Will you get a Chase Brown? Will you get at least a Kyron and Hampton? If so, Lamb's fine. If you believe that running backs will be thinner than they would be wide receivers down at the second, third turn, then I'm going to go with what is going to leave me the most and best opportunity to get the monster in the second, third turn at the position. We've got 500 people on YouTube. Please subscribe. If you're new, hit that thumb up button. This is your one-stop shop here for everything fantasy football and NFL news. So I'd probably say that I'm 100% more so leaning going Gibbs or Bijan as my number 1 or number 2 overall pick. 9 seconds, and then this closes out. Anybody dropping a final super chat for the Mars Man extraordinaire going once. Marsman extraordinaire spot going twice. Marsman extraordinaire spot. There's a little bit of a 10-second YouTube delay, so it will be sitting here for a second or two, just because I know there's a delay. But if not, if no one's dropping that, then New Age Outlaw, congratulations. One super chat coming in. What is it? It's a $20 holler. Okay, which is awesome. So thank you very much. I wasn't sure if we, on my screen, it's orange when it goes above 20. And I saw this orange light pop up, and I thought maybe someone was taking the spot from New Age in that final super chat drop. 8-man half PPR. Thank you, Spencer, for the $20 holler. And congrats.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Congrats to New Age Outlaw, who is now a part of the Marsman Extraordinaire. Marsman Extraordinaire.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. New Age is a Marsman. Exciting stuff. Spencer with the $20 holler. 8-man, half PPR, Purdy, Bajan, H-Hand, Lamb, BTJ, Debo, Loveland, Bucky, Penix, Harvey, Ollie, Hendy. Man, team's great, bro. Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, Swift, Buka. I mean, what do you do? Buka and Hendy sitting on your bench. I probably would start. I don't want to say it for sure. I don't know. Bucky, Bajan, H-Hand. You're probably just sitting on this team. I mean, I don't think you'll get enough for Hendy to be worth trading him. You just want to hold him. And I know you can't start him. You could start Hendy. Let him gain value. Honestly, I'd just sit on this team. This team is so good. There's no trade to be made. Lamb, BTJ. I mean, maybe you trade. What do you get, Jamar Chase? What if BTJ is just right under him? It doesn't matter. Why give up a big piece like Harvey or Hendy or Igbuka? Now, I would maybe consider Igbuka over Debo in week 1, but that's the only thing. Guys, are we starting Igbuka or Debo in week 1? Drop your advice in the chat. Thank you for that $20 holler. Just sit on that team. Even making a move could be a mistake. That's literally, even though it's an 8-man league, it's an 8.9 score. Had 2 trades offered to me. Thoughts? Judkins for Ollie. I'd rather have Ollie. Why would I want to get rid of Ollie for Judkins, who's still waiting to be signed? I get Judkins. No, don't do it. I know Ollie to the moon. Waddle, Tracy for Terry. I'd rather have Scary Terry. So these are both very, very bad trades. People are trying to lowball you. You tell them hell no. Buka. That might be the next video. Buka. Taking Bijan at 1.1, don't blame you. Should loss of right tackle make you worried about enough to take Gibbs? No, it's still one of the best offensive lines in the league. Taking a -1 there still has a higher number if you're grading the offensive line. It's still a great situation. And you could honestly say that Gibbs lost more on his offensive line. He lost two fifths of his offensive line, bro. Or really more than that. Losing an all-pro center is worse than, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you downgrade Gibbs? Like, why are we downgrading Bajan when he loses one lineman when the Lions lost, more than half of their offensive line? So I'm not saying that they're going to be trash, but that's just something to think about. Also, you like the running back Allen or running back. I like what the board gives me. I wish I could answer this in general. I could say I kind of like running back more in general, loosely basis, because I can get Mahomes or Knicks later. I got Knicks and Penix Jr. waiting forever in my 10-man league, in my buddy league. League is 12-team running back hungry. Then I am going to be very, very prone to going RB, but I'm not going to take any RB over Allen. Allen is dependent upon who is available. Does Parsons affect Lamb? I answered that one already, yes. And then CD, then running backs. So 1.2, do I prefer CD? Yeah, so I already answered this one, right? 4-5 turn. It's all about what the board gives you. I love Hendy at the 4-5 turn. I love players like Igbuka in round 5, Debo in round 5-6, Harvey in 5-6, Hunter in 5-6. Your content is elite. Keep it rolling. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you, Kenny. And in Dynasty Superflex, trade Penix Jr., JCM, and a 26 first rounder for Mahomes. Yes. I would take, in a Superflex, I would take that Mahomes value, bro. I mean, he's on a whole nother level in Dynasty Superflex than he is in 1 QB redraft or 1 QB Dynasty. It's just a whole different valuation, which honestly tells you that he's undervalued in all those other formats. It's just people really understand how good he is. Let me answer these 2 super chats after I get through the phone line real quickly. I've got the super chats caught up to these 2. Any super chats that come in will be answered in the order in which they're received. And 419, what is your name and where are you calling from, 419?
Hey, my name's Roman. I'm calling from Jam in Tucson, Arizona.
What's your name? Roman?
Roman, yep.
From Tucson. What's up, my boy?
What's happening? No, I'm just trying to, I missed a Buka. I believe it was the 7th round. I had grabbed Rashee Rice, and then right after that, somebody grabbed a Buka. So I'm trying to figure out if my team needs a Buka or if I should just take the L and not try to trade for him, but I just feel like I missed out.
I mean, what are you thinking of trading for him? The problem is, bro, you did miss out. It's like, you can't, I mean, you go chasing this now, and I'm not trying to say like you shouldn't still go get him at the right price, but people that are going to try and buy a Buka after week 1, it's going to be hilarious. I mean, Smitty, what do I give up for a Buka? Like, bro, you should have drafted him. But, I mean, what are you thinking? And I'll tell you if you're overdoing it.
Well, so I went RB in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So it was CD as my main wide receiver. And then I went Hampton, or I went Bucky, Hampton, Hendy. So I got these like 3 elite running backs. It's a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, one flex. My other wide receiver is I got Travis Hunter, Debo, CD, Rashee Rice, and Xavier Worthy. And so I'm trying to see, I don't really know if I need a Buka with the Worthy, Rice, Hunter, Debo, CD sort of deal.
I mean, no, you don't. So I think you're trying to force it. I think the marker's done. I think you're trying to force it. I left this marker out so it's dried out a little bit, but there's definitely some. Sorry. Yeah, I think you're trying to force it, but give me your best offer. What are you thinking of offering? I mean, you've talked for like 5 minutes on it.
Yeah, I want to offer Hampton. I got Justin Fields as my quarterback.
No, Hampton for Buka. No, Hampton's going in like freaking round 2.
No. I would package Hampton to get a better quarterback. So it'd be Hampton and Justin Fields for his Joe Burrow and a Buka.
Oh, Hampton and Fields for Buka Burrow. Yes, I'd take that in a heartbeat. But would he?
You would do that?
Yes.
What if he wants more?
He will, and he will. I mean, I this is what I'd send you if you offered me that. I'd say, look, I like Hampton, but
that's a good trade to send. I mean,
you would offer sex. You would trade offer sex.
Running back, he got Ashton Jetty, and I told him to take Jetty. He got Jalen Warren as his RB2 and Quinshon Judkins as his 3rd running back. That's it.
He probably doesn't know better, though. That's the problem.
So he desperately needs running back. That's why I want to give him Hampton.
Yeah, but you're also going to rob him of his quarterback and Buka. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, try it. Offer it. See what happens, bro. If he wants more, depends on what more is.
Would you throw up Debo maybe?
That's a whole different trade. So you're saying give up Hampton, Fields, and Debo for Burrow and Buka.
Yeah, and I could do a 2nd RB. I got Tootin. I got Ollie Gordon. I watch the streams. I got Ollie Gordon.
I mean, I still probably do it. Let's see, Hampton, Debo, Buka, Burrow. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You guys still do this trade, right? You still got to do it, I think. I mean, I'd rather have Buka over Debo by hair, but even if you just wash this, that's one of the things you want. Hampton's amazing, and you're going to draft Hampton over Burrow probably. I mean, this definitely evens it back out to where it's not the huge advantage that it was a minute ago. So, I don't know. Tough to say. I think you just want to leave Debo out.
Leave Debo out.
Yeah. I mean, what else can you give him besides Debo? I mean, adding Debo just doesn't make it as attractive of a situation now. You got me all excited about the other one.
I mean, like I said, he's got Genty, Jalen Warren, and Judkins, and that's it. So he's going to need a running back.
Who are your running backs again?
I have Bucky. My team name is Get Buckied. I got Hampton. I got Hendy. I got Ollie Gordon, Tootin, and B-Rob.
Genty, Burrow, and Buka for Hampton. What are your receivers? Debo and then...
My receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Worthy, Rice, the combo. Travis Hunter.
I'm trying to think how we can turn Genty into Hampton, Burrow into Fields into Burrow, or Hampton into Genty, Fields into Burrow, Debo into Buka. So now you just need to give one more player. Make this a 4 for 3. If we're trying to rob him.
Tootin or Gordon, but I don't know if you want to give up Gordon.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done, bro. Those are great gems, but it's not going to get it done. How do we? Who?
D-Rob, Brian Robinson.
No. You can't give him you give him a chump change. What else can we give him here? I don't know, man. I don't know how to make this work, but this is what I want. I want Genty. I want Genty for Hampton. I want Buka instead of Debo, and I want Burrow. I mean, part of me wonders if you did, let's just see what this looks like. If you did leave Burrow out and Fields out. Who's your other quarterback? Is Penix Jr. out there, or do you have Penix Jr.?
He is, but I only have like 6 bench spots. So
yeah, but I think I like Penix Jr. over Fields.
Really? You think I mean, I drafted Fields in like the 9th, 10th. You think I should just drop him and pick up?
I mean, chat. We like Penix Jr. over Fields, right? As a group. So Hampton, Debo for Genty, Buka. I like this.
Hampton, what?
Hampton and Debo for Buka and Genty. Can we do this? Can we figure out how to do this? All right. What if you do? What's he have at wide receiver? Because maybe you could give him Worthy.
Let's see.
And you get a player here.
He's got AJ Brown and Mike Evans, which is why I think he picked up Buka.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work.
He's got DK Metcalf too.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Try and do the other deal. Would I throw Debo in? Probably not. I mean, at the end of the day, Hampton has a lot more value than that. You know, you're drafting Hampton ahead of him, so you know you can't really. Burrow and Hampton are not that far apart, though. So, you know, you could do that. If you did that trade, it would be okay. But
the Hampton for Burrow straight up.
No. The original deal where you throw in Debo into it, you'd be okay because you're so deep at all the other positions. But I want you to do that trade without Debo if possible.
Yeah,
all right, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Got to roll, bro.
Right.
Appreciate you. Call back tonight if you got another one.
Appreciate it. Will do. Thank you.
That's tough. I was trying to get him Genty somehow. Hey, Smitty, 12-man, half PPR, Lamb, Bucky, Hampton, Brees, Hall, Tet McMillan, Hunter, Waddle, Dak, Kincaid, Thornton Jr., any moves. I like the squad, bro. Hampton, Bucky, Lamb, Brees Hall, Tet. I'm trying to move Waddle if I can. I'd move Tet McMillan and Brees Hall for one better player. Think Bucky. Think Genty, obviously. Think Achan. Achan's probably the most vulnerable player to go get right now because of the calf, and people are just freaking out about Ollie Gordon. There's a lot of reasons to freak out. Make sure Ollie Gordon isn't on waivers. Yeah, probably using Waddle and Tet and Brees, Waddle and Brees to go get a bigger, stronger, better. And I like Brees. I'm not saying you have to trade Brees. You could also go Waddle and Tet for just one wide receiver. You know, I'd rather have Ibuka than those two, to be honest. That's me. That's me, my boy. I'm willing. If you're not first, you're last. That's the way I'm approaching this life. Appreciate you, my boy, for dropping the super chat. We got one more super chat coming in from Burn. Burn, appreciate you. And tonight we'll be giving away to the highest super chatter. We'll be giving away a spot in the let's see. You know what we're gonna do tonight? Tonight, the highest super chat tonight gets the spot in the Dynasty League, not the Superflex League, because we have time to get rid of those spots. I need to fill this Dynasty League. We've got, I believe, 3 or 4 openings. It's the show only an official Dynasty show league. And I would love to fill those spots as soon as possible. The draft will be, just so you know, up front, there will be an entry fee of $100 that has nothing to do with the super chat or anything. That just goes to the winner each year, and there'll be a yearly entry fee. The Dynasty, the show official Dynasty League. And the draft will take place on the live show on Sunday the 31st, this coming Sunday at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern here on the show. So, that will be the highest super chatter of the night, will be in the Dynasty League, which is going to be probably the most sought after spot, I imagine. These 3 or 4 spots will be very sought after to be in a Dynasty League, to be in the official show Dynasty League. Yes, sir. Penix Jr. over Drake May. Penix Jr. for me. So, Burn, appreciate you. 12. Actually, I got to answer this one first. It was first. XDS, appreciate your super chat, the $10 holler. I have the 10th spot in a 10-man standard TD Premium League. So, running backs and quarterbacks are pushed up. I think I'm going to go Genty and BTJ if they are there. I love that. That's fantastic. Any tips for the rest of the draft? Man, it sucks because a lot of the players that were just monster steals. Oh, I'm so tired. The monster steals that just get ripped from the board. I mean, our freaking, Buka call, like Buka was just a steal, man. Debo, Buka, Hunter, Harvey are just such great values still later. Rashee Rice in round 7's unbelievable still, 6-7. Mahomes in 5, 6, 7's unreal. As late as you can get him, the better. Love Nixon, Ingram. Love Ollie Gordon. Love Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Love Tootin. Just all those things, my boy. It's hard to say. There's so many. I mean, every show we're talking about, ways to win something like that. So I can't really pinpoint anything. Genty is a must own for me. Bucky's a must own. Achan's a must own. Hendy's a must own. The usual. The HHH and Associates, which has now changed, by the way, if anybody hasn't seen it.
Jam. Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Triple H and Double E Associates. Emeka Egbuka. E squared. Double E. E Associates, if you didn't know. This is just, I love this grow. This firm is definitely grown. And I don't even want to rename it Quadruple H, and it's just staying the way it is. It's beautiful the way it is. Whoa. Jaime says he wants in the Dynasty League. I can't say no to this. $500 holler from Jaime. He says, give me the Dynasty spot and give it to me now. We're going to go ahead and accept that proposal. There are going to be at least 2 more spots, so I will still give one away to the highest super chatter tonight. But Jaime's going to grab one of them now, and we're going to go ahead and accept that offer. Jaime.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Let him cook.
Jaime, we accept your offer here at the Fantasy Football Show HQ. I will need you, Jaime, to email me right now through thefantasyfootballshow.com. You can find the link at the bottom of the site, unless you already have my email. And I need you to email me right now and put a number between 1 and 100 in your email in the subject, and then come back on here and tell me what number you emailed me, so I can just confirm your identity, and then I'll send you a link, my friend, to the Dynasty League. Does Smitty have an opinion on Ibuka versus Hunter? It's probably Ibuka right now, and I think Ibuka has a better chance of outscoring him on the year, but I still love both of them, and I want both of them. Jaime to the mother freaking moon. Dynasty spot proposition accepted. What a beast. Ibuka, top 10 wide receiver? Absolutely. Absolutely. Jaime, if Jaime didn't know.
Let him cook.
Jaime says he sent the number 13. Got it. Bro, nice job. Jaime to the moon, bro. Jaime, I'm going to send you a link right here. Hang tight. Jaime's fast, bro. Jaime sent the email. Like, I think Jaime was typing before I even told him. Jaime, there's the link. I'll probably send you another follow-up. I'm kind of doing shorthand here, so don't take my lack of gratitude in the email as any sort of lack of appreciation. I'm just trying to shorthand that, so I'll email you after. Appreciate you dropping that wattage, my boy. Jaime dropping a golden nugget in the chat tonight. $500 are going to be called golden nuggets moving forward. He dropped the golden nugget. And Jaime, I believe you're going to go on the, let's see if I have this board here, this board of appreciation here. You have to be in the group.
He is a unicorn.
But he did say he was going to drop 500 if I hit my 200 even goal. So there's a possibility that he moves up on that board too. Burn, appreciate you. Thank you, Jaime, dropping the 500 wad. Burn says 12-man full PPR QBs are Knicks, Fields, and Amon-Ra, Garrett Wilson, Sutton, Thornton, Hall, Genty, Jordan, Mason. Can we put Genty ahead of Hall? Like, why are we listing Genty as your second running back? I know you're just throwing him out there, but Burn, respect is respect. You know, Genty needs to be listed Kittle and Mason Taylor. You're listing Kittle as your number one tight end. Why are we putting Genty down? Am I trading? I don't know. Am I trading? What am I trading here? Amon-Ra Knicks. The team is lacking a little something. It's a 12-man, and I feel like it's missing a player. Let's see. Your first rounder was Genty. Your second rounder was Amon-Ra. Those are two great picks. Your third round pick was Garrett Wilson. And then your fourth round pick was Hall, and then Sutton. I mean, it tracks, you know, but for some reason it feels a little light. I don't know that you can do anything, though, and make any trades unless you were to divide and conquer like a Amon-Ra into like an MHJ and Harvey, which I would do. A Hunter and Harvey, you know, something along those lines. And I would do that with probably a Amon-Ra before I do that with Genty. But would I consider it with Genty as well? Like if you could get Hendy and Debo or Hendy and Ibuka, I probably would in that situation. So that's kind of the way I look at that squad, my boy. We got a plethora of super chats that came rolling in while we were dealing with that $500 drop by our boy Jaime, who's an absolute savage. Thank you, Jaime, for being a savage here on the channel. Jaime's the man. I bet you he's already accepted his invite. Jaime doesn't mess around. There's no way Jaime's, you know. Yeah, and for those of you asking about the link for the $100 entry fee, I'll be putting that in the chat. Jaime, did you get the invite, Jaime? Monster. Jaime's a freaking super chat monster, bro. Makes a legendary drop on the channel here. He's a unicorn. Jaime is a unicorn. One of the select.
He is a unicorn.
All right, where are we at? In a keeper league, keeper Bijan. But who should I keep between Kyron, A.J. Brown, JSN, and McBride? Probably McBride. In a keeper format, I would probably go McBride, but really, really close call for sure. Kyron's a nice keeper. And in keeper leagues, it's not Dynasty, right? So like each year you're gonna be able to replace somebody. So I kind of don't mind going Kyron if you feel like the running backs will be raptured. You know, if they're going to be raptured, then let me put that back on screen real quickly. Then I don't mind going Kyron and Bijan, but I think McBride's such a value anyway. And if there's no limitation to the amount of years, I probably would go McBride. But because limited keeper leagues you're going to always have great value. You're going to draft guys. You're going to have Ollie Gordon. Let's say Ollie Gordon becomes a monster. Like you're going to have opportunities. You don't need to worry about age too much. You know, so going to the Golden Nugget Casino at Lake Charles for my final draft this weekend, auction draft. Should I go after Achane, Kyron, Chase Brown, Bucky? So my advice for auctions would be, and usually people come back and say, Smitty, thank you for the advice. I crushed my auction draft. Look at what I got. Auction drafts usually get dominated by grabbing those sleeper players. It's so simple, and for some reason people don't really grasp it. I don't know why. But who are the values, right? In a redraft league that's non-auction. Who are the values? Kyron's going way later than he should. Bucky, yeah, for sure. Bucky probably will cost a little bit more than the average bear. In auction, I bet you he goes a lot higher than he would in terms of a redraft valuation. But don't call them out early. The key to auction is you want the players that you want to have and own to be called out as late as possible so people spend money and they start penny pinching. If you call out Bucky as the first player, guess what Bucky's going for? He's going to rival Genty and Bijan in value. You're going to have to pay through the roof. But if you call out Bucky later or somebody else calls out Bucky later, you'll be fine. He'll go a lot less. But who are the values? Debo will be a value. Mahomes will be a value. Bo Nix will be a value. Evan Ingram will be a value. Any player that's dropping, Harvey will be a value. Kyron, third round players that belong in round 1. Hampton will be a little bit of a value, but those guys get drafted a little higher. Like Hendy and Hampton may go in the 3rd or 4th round, but they'll probably go for a lot higher. But Hendy, Hampton, Harvey, just everybody we talk about that is a steal in redraft, in snake drafts, that's going to be the same group of players you want to bid on because they're a value for a reason. People are not spending as much. Can you rate my 10-man league? I sure can. Josh Allen, Bijan, Bucky, JT, Garrett Wilson, Sutton, and Hawkinson. It's a 10-man league. I think it's a really, really good squad. Would I prefer you to have Bijan, Bucky, and Allen with instead of JT, a Lamb? Yes. Potential BTJ or higher? Yes. A JJ? Yes. Over JT. So if you could trade JT, and running backs are sought after when draft day is over because people may have miscalculated, you could potentially get a monster wide receiver in a 1-for-1 trade. And would I give up something on your bench that I can't see? Yeah. Would I give up Hawkinson and go Kyle Pitts shopping or trade for Kyle Pitts or tell me who's on waivers? I would definitely be willing to risk losing Hawkinson to get that wide receiver upgrade. So even if you kept JT and you upgraded Sutton and Hawkinson into one big name wide receiver and you go light at tight end, do that. If you love JT, don't trade JT because I don't love JT. But you could go get the Garrett Wilson upgrade with Sutton route, or Sutton and Hawkinson upgraded and keep Garrett Wilson. But those are all things I would do. $10 hauler, 200-man auction. Or auction, where'd I get auction? $200 10-man PPR 3 wide receiver. Josh Allen, Lamb, Drake, JSN. Sometimes you guys don't really, no one would understand. Literally no one would understand. There's not a single person on earth, I think, that understands the amount of super chats that I read, and I'm blessed to do it. But your brain goes to mush mode. And I'm not saying you're getting bad advice when I'm in mush mode zone, but like verbal diarrhea can start coming out of my mouth when I'm trying to read some of these things while my brain's processing, while I'm holding a bat and I'm managing phone calls and conducting a live stream, and monitoring a chat, and looking at what my mods are doing. Like all that stuff is going through my mind, and you literally can't speak. And so auction was in the previous super chat, and when I'm reading this, the word auction's still in there. Like my brain, it's really hard to process all this. Anybody that I think I shoved into this seat would have a nervous breakdown on one live stream. I'm highly trained to be thrown 1,000 things to be thrown at me. The only thing that's more stressful is walking out into my living room with 3 girls and having the emotional roller coaster ride. Sometimes I want to walk right back and then go into this kid. Okay. That's where Smitty folds. That's where I start freezing up. Okay. So, and not to mention with living with three ladies that I have constantly have, my shirts are wrapped in long hair. I don't know if anybody can feel for me on that one, that when you have your laundry done, your laundry's folded, you put your shirt on and you're like, what is this? And you just pull out these long hairs that are wrapped around your arm. Any girl dads out there know what I'm talking about, or just from the wives, but it's just constant being, wrapped in that. 10-man PPR, 3 wide receivers: Josh Allen, Lamb, Drake, JSN, Devontae Smith, Worthy, Igbuka, Kincaid, Chase Brown, Sharps. A lot of waiting on this team. Yeah, let it simmer for sure. We got a few confirmations on the. Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes you feel it and you're like, where is that? Where is it at? I mean, why can't I have one day without being like, your leg is like losing circulation because you got this hair wrapped around your leg, and you live with 3 females, and yeah, they shed. G Dog says his wife sheds more than his 2 dogs. Oh, man. Shedding more than Jerry Jones is shedding talent. It's just crazy. Lamb is still good to go. Absolutely, Ben. Absolutely. Josh Allen, Lamb, love this team. JSN, Drake London, you're balling. You're absolutely balling. Would I move Devontae Smith or Worthy or both of them for one player? Sure, certainly would. Chase Brown's your RB of choice here. Love that. But do I want you to get into another RB? Absolutely. So we're probably trying to move Devontae Smith and Worthy for one RB. Your receivers are lit anyway. So I don't know if that's possible. Devontae Smith and Worthy for like a Harvey and something. Or, you could give up both of them for one player, but you'd have to go Kyron shopping or higher. And even that would be a stretch to make it worth your value because Kyron's probably not, technically speaking, worth Devontae Smith and Worthy, but you could almost pull it off and just get something else in return. Or you just wait on Sharps and you say, screw it. I'm gonna start Sharps in week 1. It's going to be, let's say it's 50-50. We don't even know yet. Just let it ride. Sharps is a monster, bro. An absolute monster. I don't even really stress. You could put Ollie Gordon in there in week 1. You know what? Let's not make a trade. Unless you could trade. You know what? I'm doubling down on that and saying unless you get like a Harvey or a Hampton or a Hendy using Worthy and Devontae Smith, and please try. And maybe you're giving up Sharps or Caleb Johnson. How about Caleb Johnson, Worthy, and how about Caleb Johnson and Worthy, maybe Devontae Smith as well for an elite top 3 or 4 wide receiver. And then you just double down. Or if you could get Hendy, I do that. Or you just double down on Sharps and Ollie and you say, let it ride. I'm going to get the production out of that crew one way or another and just upgrade the one wide receiver spot. But either way, I mean, you could go all those different directions. I would explore them all, to be honest. Full PPR, QB Daniels, running back Jacobs, Hubbard, Trey Henderson, Ollie, Lamb, Chops, Agbuka, Pearsall, Higgins, Houston, tight end, Higgins, Houston, tight end, Loveland, Theo. Okay. Daniels, Jacobs, Hubbard, Trey Henderson, Ollie, wide receiver, Lamb, Chops, Agbuka, Pearsall. I like the team a lot. I'm kind of tempted to move Pearsall off the high value. Pearsall and Jacobs for a slightly better running back. And I'm not saying I don't like Jacobs. I love that Parsons is going to create better field position too. But I do still like to move Jacobs, who holds second round value. Pearsall, who some people are drafting Pearsall in round 4 or 5 right now. So you're giving up a second round Jacobs and a round 5 Pearsall to some people, which is crazy that people take them that high. I'd trade those two and I could get Hendy pretty easily. I could get maybe a Bucky if you catch someone sleeping, So, and Hubbard and Pearsall for the same thing, whichever one. I'd rather give up. I don't know which one I'd rather give up, to be honest. Probably I'd rather give up Hubbard than Jacobs, but at the same time, that's, he's a really, really good running back, Hubbard. So, almost disrespectful to even suggest that Chuba can't outscore Jacobs. I mean, either one could outscore the other, but the value for Jacobs is higher. So, Penix Jr., Lamb, JSN. Honestly, I'd probably give up Jacobs and Hubbard and try and get into 2 different running backs. It's just the way I think. Trading Jacobs and getting into Hendy, trading Chuba and getting into Kyron. Like, I'd probably find myself in 2 different running backs, but that's me. Penix, Lamb, JSN, Genty, Brees, Hall, Pitts. Thank you for that super chat, by the way, guy. Appreciate you. Genty, Brees, Pitts, Garrett Wilson, Chuba, Hubbard, Benson, Rice. Should I make moves or ride it out? I like the team a lot. I definitely love Penix Jr. more than the average person. Genty and Brees are pretty damn good. Chuba, I'd be tempted to trade one of Brees or Chuba or both to do similar to what I just recommended to that guy. But Brees, Hall, and damn, what do you do? You got Rice waiting. I don't know. This is a tough one. Lamb, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson for an absolute, Genty, you got him already, but Genty like stud, or potentially. You got Lamb already, but Lamb type wide receiver. I mean, Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall better earn you a top like JJ type player if you're going to do it. Chuba, Hubbard, and maybe Garrett Wilson could get you the same thing. You're probably waiting. Would I trade Rice? Maybe, if the price is right, but I don't think it will be. this is a team you're probably waiting on. Let Genty explode. Let JSN cement himself into people's minds as, okay, this is a top 10 wide receiver. Let Breece Hall rebound a little bit. Let Garrett Wilson prove that Fields, Fields, the rapport between Fields and Garrett Wilson dating back to college when they played together is going to, I think, shine through. Hunter, Debo, Sharps marinating on the bench, Benson waiting in the wings, Rice, returning and being 1 week closer to returning and being more valuable. Every week, Rice will be more valuable to somebody. You're probably a very good candidate to sit tight, bro. A very, very good squad. Very, very good squad. I love the team. Jaime, thanks again, pal. Appreciate you. Let's see here. This one here is from Harvey. Harvey says, Harvey say, wife and girls have a three head. They have so much hair. People that live with the ladies know what we're talking about. It's a daily grind and daily battle dealing with the loose hairs that are floating around the laundry. I mean, you take your shirts out of the dryer and you're like, oh, this is going to be fresh and clean. You put it on and you don't know how you find them. There's 4 or 5 of them. You find one like midday. You're like, I've been literally wearing this shirt wrapped in hair for half a day and I didn't know it. How do I not know it? Blake, appreciate you with your super chat, young man. Did I already answer this one? 8-man, 12-man. Allen, CD, Sutton, J-Mo, Jennings, Devontae Smith, running back Chase Brown, Chuba. Man, these teams have been very similar to the last couple of teams with Chuba, CD. They're kind of all the same. Sutton and maybe Devontae Smith for one wide receiver upgrade. I don't know if anybody would take 2 wide receivers like that. Chuba Hubbard with Devontae Smith would be an interesting move to try and move up into a Bucky or a player around that territory. Achane is the most vulnerable running back to go get from a owner that's freaking out about his situation. Make sure Ollie Gordon's not on waivers. That would even help you make a trade. That's kind of where I'd take that team, honestly. Like the squad, you're a good candidate to wait as well if you need to wait. Don't overdo anything. Don't trade anybody you don't need to trade entering into week 1. Jeff plus 28 first rounder for T. Jeff. Who's Jeff? Jefferson? What kind of, I'm trying to think. You guys use first names a lot. So I see the name Jeff. I'm like, Jefferson at a 28 first rounder for T. Higgins, Sharps at 26 and a 27 first rounder. That doesn't seem like Jefferson to me. That seems like a guy named Jeff, because that haul that you're getting back, even though I love Charbonnet and even though I love first rounders, Jefferson deserves more than that. JJ, but definitely not. I'm definitely liking the Jeff side. Jefferson, put some damn respect on Jefferson, especially in a trade. Negative on that. Look, 2 first rounders is nice, but you don't know what those are. In your Dynasty league, are there prizes and when is the draft? The draft will be, as I mentioned earlier, and we got, it looks like James is in there. Jaime's in James. Do I call you James or Jaime? Which one's correct? James, appreciate you. James is in there right now. Appreciate you. Glad you guys are there. The draft is going to be on August 31st, Sunday, this coming Sunday. And it's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it's a $100 entry fee, so that's aside from the super chat and everything. It has nothing to do with it. It's a $100 entry fee, so it's a normal league. That's the prize. But the prize, I might throw in stuff in as a prize, like maybe Patreon membership for a year or something like that. Who knows? So hang tight on that. But it definitely is one of those leagues that you actually are going to be fighting for the pot. So it's not going to just be a free league or anything. RRD, appreciate you. 12-man PPR, Dak, London, Garrett, Hunter, Rice, Kirk, Bucky, Hendy, Harvey, JCM. Love the team. Trade Garrett Wilson and Dak for JD5. Yes. I would do that. Especially because your team's still, you got London, Rice, Hunter. You know, am I a little worried about your receivers? Yeah, but you know what? You could probably trade JCM and make something happen. I'm sure there's players on waivers. I'd definitely take JD5. That would be a Smitty approved trade in my mind for sure.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That's a great trade for you, bro. I love the squad. We got a Michael with a $5 hauler, but we got a $20 hauler as well. Let me see if I can get that one on screen here from Cody. Cody dropping a 20 watt on screen. Cody doing it live.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you, Cody. Appreciate you. And then this one here real quickly. I'll answer this one real fast. T. Higgins and Mason for Nico. Only if you like winning, Daniel. If you like winning, take Nico. If you like losing, then keep that Mason T side. But, yeah, that's an easy call, bro. Easiest question of the day. Dak, Bijan, Hampton, Hendy, Warren, Collins, BTJ, Pickens, Worthy, McMillan. Love the team. McMillan and Golden have good value and Worthy right now to maybe make a trade. And with Collins, BTJ, and Pickens, and I'm assuming maybe you start another flex or something, but just those three wide receivers with the depth you have, you're fine. Got offered May and Njoku for Pickens. No. No. Trade Golden, McMillan for Rice. Yes. I would do that. Your depth, I would do that. McMillan and Golden for Rice. I was just going to advise you to do a Golden, McMillan, or, you know, something along those lines for one player, which is hard to do, but I would take that. I know that a lot of people are going to say, oh, my God, but Golden's going to play good all year, and or McMillan's going to be great all year. Rice is a top 5 wide receiver to me. Would I try and get, like, something else back? Yeah, but your team is so good with Nico, BTJ, and Pickens and Worthy, you don't need Golden and McMillan. You'll never use them. So get Rice, put him next to Worthy, and then you've got, when Rice returns, another trade you could maybe make to upgrade the RB room, which you don't even need to upgrade because you got Handy, Hampton, and Bijan. And maybe you'll upgrade your quarterback situation, and you might not even want to do that because your team looks so good. But absolutely make that trade. Anybody that tells you not to isn't looking at your team because your team is oversaturated with talent. And that's the kind of move you got to make to get an edge on anybody in a league like that when you've got an oversaturation of talent and you can upgrade into one bigger monster and then hit the waiver wire and pick up Aldi Gordon or something like that. What's the highest round you'd take Igbuka and Hendy? Hendy in 3, Igbuka in 5. I think you start getting higher than that. You're getting ahead of your skis, and you just want to make sure you're not doing that. My Bijan and Addison for his Genty and T-Mac. I would probably say Bijan and Addison, even though Addison's suspended, I think that's, I still love both sides. They're both really good trades. You can't really go wrong in that, but that's solid. This one here from Horgan, appreciate you. Dynasty Superflex, would you trade Burrow and Devontae Adams for Mahomes, Rice, and Tootin? I'd take Mahomes, Rice, and Tootin in a millisecond. That would be an easy decision for me. This one here from Derek, appreciate you, Derek. Derek, Superflex PPR. Got Nix and T-Law, Penix Jr., Jacobs, Connor, JCM Neighbors, London, AJB, Adunze. Like the squad, I'm definitely trying to move in a super flex. I'm trying to, let's see, Dynasty or redraft. I assume it's redraft because you didn't say Dynasty. So I try and maybe move like T-Law. I like Nix and Penix Jr. And I don't mind 3 QBs, but I'm very, very interested in what I can get for T-Law. So Caleb Johnson and T-Law for a slight running back upgrade. Or not a slight running back upgrade, but like a major upgrade. Connor and T-Law, Jacobs and T-Law, go get Hendy or Kyron or Bucky or Achan. Achan would be a beautiful move right here with T-Law and Caleb, or T-Law and Jacobs for H-Han. JCM can be involved in that. London and Neighbors love that. AJB and JCM, AJB and Caleb Johnson for a upgrade into a BTJ. Those are all things that come to mind for that team. Appreciate you dropping that. Tried all the two. Why is this not loading for me? There we go. Tried all the 2-for-1s. I could. No success even when I overpaid. Who do you drop before week 1 for a defense? You can't drop one of those guys, bro. Jamo, Pearsall, Rasheed Rice, and MHJ. Can you not put Rasheed Rice on IR? Some IR spots allow you to do that. You really should. It's stupid if you can't. Because it's called an IR / reserve spot or whatever. So it sucks you can't do that. I mean, of those players, the worst one is Pearsall. And Pearsall is going around 5 sometimes. So, I don't know how to tell you to make a cut. You got to keep trying, Rami. You got to keep trying. I wouldn't give up now. So, you got a ton of time to make a move. Don't try and just close the door on this trade idea. You got to try and get rid of Pearsall. There's something you can get rid of. You got to be able to get rid of something. There's got to be a small upgrade. Even if it's, tell somebody, say, who wants Pearsall, and put it out there and see if you can do some sort of creative upgrade. Go get. Trying to think Pearsall and Jamo. Pearsall and Jamo for even just like a Travis Hunter, Pearsall and Jamo for just go get a player you like slightly better. It's better than dropping them. I just don't know how you drop them. You still got plenty of time, bro. Plenty of time. Jaime, appreciate you. Or James, appreciate you. Smitty, what's up? Okay, QB Lamar, running back Hendy, Harvey, Tracy, London, BTJ, Jamo, Egbuka, Dunze, Ingram. Need a running back late. Any suggestions? Tracy is decent value right now. Tracy and Jamo, because you got London, BTJ, Buka, and Dunze. I'm trading one of Jamo or a Dunze with Tracy for that slight running back upgrade. All comes to mind. Don't really want you trading Harvey or Hendy, so it'd be Tracy and one of those receivers for Hall. You already got Harvey. He would have been a great target. Chuba's interesting. Running backs. Let me see if I can find an RB that makes sense for you, bro. Hang tight. Let me pull this up. Let me get the rankings pulled up here. And I got 1 minute and 30 seconds and I'm timing out in this best ball draft. Son of a B, man. I'm timing out left and right in these drafts because I'm live. I can't. There's nothing I can do about this. Let's go. I guess we go Benson here. And then, damn it. Damn it. Get down. Get to the chopper. Hollywood, do I have Rice? No, I don't. So that doesn't make sense. I don't know what to do here. I guess I'll just go RB. Let's go with, jeez, man. Corey Horton, I guess. 3 minutes, I'm timing out in this draft. Jeez. They're all at the same time, too. They're all 3 minutes. They all just went 1 hour together. Like, how do I even catch up here? Hopefully I got Rice on this team. No, I don't. And the reason I'm saying that is because these players that I want, I got too many RBs there. Wide receivers. I need a wide receiver. I don't know. I'll just take Yoshivas. Timing out in this draft. 3 minutes left. Son of a B. Ollie Gordon's there. I'll just take him. I'm not even looking at ADP. 10 minutes. This one's going to time out. Let me just get this one out of the way. Ward, sure. Can't wait. No. Do I need a tight end? No, I don't. I need a backup quarterback. Yes. Cam Ward. Boom. Okay. At least I'm caught up there. I don't know. Smitty, what's so this team right here? Yeah, I think I gave you the advice here. I'm trying to get Tracy, trying to upgrade him. Oh, I was gonna get you a running back. I was gonna potentially list off somebody. So if I go to the Underdog ADP rankings and I try and find RBs that kind of fit the bill for that potential trade, where we're going Tracy and who JMO or Tracy and Adunze, you're probably looking at maybe. You're probably not getting, I mean, you have Harvey already, right? Harvey Hendy. So you're probably looking at maybe, I don't know. I don't even, like Charbonnet for, you could do that. I mean, Adunze for Charbonnet, I don't know. I mean, Adunze could be better, but Charbonnet could be much better. It just depends on opportunity. Hubbard, Charbonnet, Pacheco, maybe. I don't know. Pacheco's a risk. If you could get Brashard Smith, maybe. James, thank you for the super chat. Rock out, I'll be right with you. Just still kind of cramming, trying to do a little cram sesh here. Hold on one second. Deep stuff. Javon Baker waived. We liked him last year and good prospect. Do we know what went wrong? No, it's just he didn't, him and Polk just weren't picking up things as quickly as we would have wanted. I think Javon Baker showed a lot of talent, but they were both pretty raw prospects. Think very much like Kadarius Toney or players like that. They have a lot of talent, but it doesn't always translate, man. And they were two wide receivers that felt like they were kind of risky picks, and they took two of them and doubled up because they were kind of unsure about both of them. So at the end of the day, I look, Chisholm looks really good. There's a reason to be excited about Chisholm in New England. But Javon Baker, maybe he emerges somewhere. But this league is weird in that when a player fails one place, they kind of just don't really go somewhere and get a fair shot. It's almost like the league judges them based on the fact that they failed elsewhere. So I don't know that I would bank on Javon Baker ever becoming something special, but he's a really tremendous skill set type of talent. This one from 2215, 12 team. Wide receivers London, Adams, Buka, Pickens, Thornton. Running backs Genty, Henderson, Hubbard, Bigsby, Benson, Tyler Warren. Rate your team. Who do you drop to pick up a second QB and can get Penix Jr. or Geno? I'm going to get Penix Jr. for sure. Your drop is pretty easy. If the tight end pool is always plentiful, then it's going to be Ferguson. Even if it's kind of sketchy, but you can get somebody, then I'd probably still drop Ferguson. And I'd rather have a backup tight end than I'd rather have a backup quarterback that's Penix Jr. than a backup tight end that's Ferguson. So definitely make that move. And then as far as like maybe open up a spot by doing a 2-for-1, but I would say Hubbard, Benson, and Adams are expendable at the right price. So Adams and, you could go to the Connor owner and see if they would be interested in Benson, but Adams and Benson, and I'm trying to, Adams and Chuba should get you a first round player. And I'd be open to, even like a Bucky second round player. Like Adams and Chuba could get you Bucky and something. Could get you Achane and something. I don't even know they would be straight up 2-for-1, but explore those. Adams and Hubbard, because you got Genty and Hendy, you could go wide receiver. Adams and Hubbard for Lamb. Adams and Hubbard for JJ. And you might even get something additional. Those are good moves there, I think. Otherwise, you just I would stand down for now. Smitty PPR auction league. I snagged Hampton, Hendy, Sharps, and Derrick Henry. Also have David Montgomery, but wide receivers weak. Have Ridley, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, and Josh Downs. Would you move one of the running backs for a wide receiver? Hampton, Hendy, Sharps, Derrick Henry. I would move Derrick Henry for Lamb. I'd move Derrick Henry for BTJ. I'd move Derrick Henry for London. Absolutely. And I would do that. And you have Devontae Adams as well. I would move Devontae Adams for Harvey. I'd move Devontae Adams for, You know, especially if you could couple Adams with like Montgomery. Adams and Montgomery for a Hendy, for a Hampton, for a Kyron. All easy moves. 2 QB league. Who should I keep? Chase Brown or lose my 13th rounder, or Neighbors lose my 7th? Probably Chase Brown, because the 7th round could still be pretty fruitful. So you're going to get like 2 players there instead of just the 1 keeper. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. And then we'll, again, for those that don't know, we're giving away a spot in the Dynasty, official Dynasty Show League, which drafts on Sunday live on the show at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we're giving it away to the highest super chatter of tonight's show. Jaime got it the spot here, dropping this wad. He didn't even mess around. He just said, give it to me. He didn't even want to go through a contest or anything. He just said, give it to me. And I saw this and I said, accept it. So if anybody else wants to just grab one of those spots now and follow Jaime's path, you can do that and avoid the auction and debate. Because that's what Jaime did. He didn't want to mess around. He said, I don't do that. I just want it. Rock out, you're live, and then we're out of here, and then we'll be back tonight. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like 2 teams. I was thinking of another trade for Collins, like a 2-for-1, like Collins and Walker. One team got Hubbard and Connor at running back, and also have Lamb and JSN. Obviously, not Lamb would be in the deal. Would be like JSN. And the other team has
Rock out. I'm not retaining any of this. What's the offer? And I'll throw it on the board here, and we'll evaluate it. The backstory is not registering with me though.
Okay, offer 1. I would give Collins and Walker, and he got Hubbard and Connor at running back, and I would try to get like JSN.
So Collins and Walker for Hubbard and JSN?
Connor or Hubbard.
Oh.
And JSN.
Wait, just say the full trade, because the options are throwing me off. My brain's mush right now. So Nico, Walker, and what for what? Nico.
Right, Nico and Walker.
Uh-huh.
For either Hubbard or Connor at running back and JSN.
Okay. So Chuba, JSN, or Connor, JSN. And you be getting the Nico side?
No, I got Nico.
Okay. So you'd be getting the Chuba, JSN side. First of all, Connor's not even an option here. I'm not trading Nico and Walker for Connor and JSN. Chuba, JSN. I don't know. The thing about what?
If you don't like that one, I can give you option 2.
Yeah, the thing about Walker is,
I mean, he could do something.
He could, and he might be, nothing burger. But the thing about Walker is he's either, okay, so there's 3 options. Walker either gets replaced by Sharbs, and if that happens, then Walker's traded. So Walker gets traded, and then he gets a new shot somewhere. So there's opportunity. Walker stays and does well, and then that's good for Walker.
Yeah.
And then he does well in a great offense. So he stays and he's fire. Stays, and then his value's great. Or Walker stays and he gets hurt, and then he never gets another opportunity and he loses his job.
Yeah.
So there's 2 good outcomes, 1 bad, and even in the trade outcome, maybe it's not good. Maybe he goes like to a crowded place. Chuba is also very disrespected, but also there's a reason why people are a little concerned, because it's like it took him a while to get there. Is it one of those situations where the guy's good for 2 years and then he just vanishes? It's hard to know. Nico's worth too much for me to do this trade. What's your other option? So I'm going to say negative.
Okay. Other option. Running back, either Jacobs or Harvey, or either St. Brown and McMillan, but I don't think he would give up St. Brown.
Jacobs or Harvey?
Yeah, or Harvey. And St. Brown or McMillan. But I don't think he would give St. Brown. That's the thing.
Okay, so if there's no St. Brown, I'm not going to put him on here. So McMillan, I'm not trading one of these guys for Tet. No way. I like Tet, but I'm not doing that.
All right, I'll keep searching.
I mean, Jacobs for like...
No, I'm acquiring Jacobs.
Oh, so you're trading Tet. You're trading
No,
Tet.
I'm trading Collins.
Okay, I thought you were talking about a whole new trade now. Rock out.
No, a second option. Second option trade.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't want to trade Nico very. If I'm trading Nico, I want a freaking like Kyron and Hunter. And if it's Dynasty, I want Nico's worth a ton.
Yeah, I'm like my goal is basically get an upgrade at running back and a slight downgrade at receiver. That's my goal.
Yeah. Try and go get. I mean, Nico should get you Hendy or Hampton and something. Nico should get you Kyron and a player. Kyron and Debo.
Oh, by itself?
Yeah, I mean, Nico's a top 12 overall Dynasty player, man. It shouldn't be that difficult to go trade him away.
Redraft.
Redraft. Okay, still, he's a top 12 redraft player, so he still shouldn't be that difficult to go. You should be able to get. Look, Kyron's a third rounder to some people, and I know you already got Harvey. Hampton's a third rounder. You should be able to get a third round player in Hampton, or even if it was Chuba in round 4 or 5, and get another additional third round player when you're talking about a top 12 overall player. So don't trade Nico. You gotta trade Nico for a lot. This is not it.
Yeah. The problem is people's rosters are all weird.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Not feeling those at least, but bring back another one. Bring.
I know you're not like into like the defenses, but you got a good streaming option for week 1. I'll give you a couple options.
I mean, I'm into defenses. I just don't do a lot of defensive content, but
yeah. All right. They like the top rated one is the Bengals, but I don't really trust their defense. I think I'm at 8.9 projection, and then it's also Patriots, Rams, Lions, 49ers.
Let me pull it up here. So this is for week. You want a week 1 streaming option only?
Yep. For some reason they got the Bengals at 8.9 projection, even though.
All right, give me the free agents. What are the defenses?
Bengals, New England, Rams, Jets, Lions, 49ers.
Chat, what is your favorite defensive play here?
And Lions.
Yeah, I got him on here. What is your favorite defensive play? I would probably say
Got Lions against Green Bay, 49ers versus Seattle.
Bengals are nice. Bengals against the Cleveland Browns is not a bad option. San Francisco and Seattle is okay. I just don't know what Sam Darnold is going to do. Yeah, Stroud is capable of Jets at Pittsburgh's interesting. Aaron Rodgers, will he do well? Will he not? The Jets are going to potentially try and rock his world. Cardinals are another team I'd be very interested in at definitely in my top 5. Cardinals are very improved
Not
defense. Not available. Damn.
Kansas City Chargers.
Chat, what are we doing here? KC's available, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad. But the matchup's not amazing.
Nah.
I love the Arizona defensive matchup this week. It's probably my streaming pick of the week. I'd probably say Bengals. I would say Bengals at Cleveland. Yeah, that would be my choice. Final answer for now. All right, rock out. Call back in tonight, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, cool.
All right, later. All right, guys, phone line's closed. Hate the way my draft just went. That's because you probably didn't go best player available. You drafted players because you freaked out about. Am I right, Dylan? Because literally you almost can't leave a draft hating your draft if you're drafting the player you believe is the best choice right there every time. The only time you leave a draft hating it is when you literally are I need a receiver and I go T. Higgins. I shouldn't have gotten T. Higgins. Why did I take T. Higgins? My draft just went. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Any tips? 12-man PPR. Knicks, Bucky, Swift. Yeah, I mean, Swift. Lamb, Ladd, JSN, and Joku. Bench is Bill, ETN, Tank, Tesla. I mean, your receivers are really good. I love Bucky. I love Bo Nix. I don't hate your team. But, of course, I'm trying to move some stuff. Honestly, Swift and Ladd or Swift and JSN for one big monster might be the way to go. Or Swift and Bill. Or you could, yeah. I mean, Swift. I wonder if you could what you could get for Swift and Bill. Are there any teams that are like desperate at RB where you could maybe get Harvey for Swift and Bill? Go try to get Harvey for Swift and Bill. Try and get Breece Hall, maybe second. Harvey's the one I want. Swift and JSN for like Achane and maybe even getting something back. I don't know what's on waivers. I don't know if Ollie Gordon's out there. I hope you didn't pass on Ollie Gordon at a good spot. You know, the best solution to that is to come in to draft on Underdog tonight. If you ended up not loving your team, get some extra skin in the game. Draft a handful of these drafts. They're $5 puppies. There's the link right there. I dropped it in the live chat. The link's in the description of the video if you're watching a replay. Underdog will match your first deposit up to 50%. The minimum is only $10. So if you do the $10 minimum, they'll give you $5. You do 100, they'll give you 50. And if you do the $10 minimum, you get $5 extra. That's $15. The drafts are $5. We'll be drafting tonight. And I mean, damn, man, you can get some more skin in the game. You know what I'm saying? Start over, if you will. Appreciate all my super chats, celebratory messages. We have Dave Freezy with the heads up. Underdogs back to 1 hour. Thank you for dropping that message. I saw it, but I forgot again, and so you reminded me to do some drafts. Cowgirls fans in shambles, says JFam. And then Sick Nasty says, Mars Men assemble. And welcome to the Mars Men League. Appreciate having you, New Age Outlaw. New Age Outlaw is the newest Mars Men edition. So excited.
Let him cook.
Also, could have been one girl to have Heine as the newest member of the Dynasty League, the official Dynasty League. There will be an entry fee in that, so it's a normal like $100 league where the winner gets, the money, or the second place gets the money, the winner gets the money. So that entry fee makes it a competitive normal league in the Dynasty League. And the same thing for Marsman and Moonman. It's not a free league. It's an entry fee and everything. So the Dynasty, the official Dynasty League, Jaime said, give me a spot. Give me the spot, Smitty. $500 hauler. He dropped he gets it. We're giving away another spot tonight to the highest super chatter of the night. Join me for the live stream. Don't miss it. Be there or be square. Appreciate all of you. If anybody wants to top Jaime's, they can get a spot right next to him. He just said, I don't want to do an auction for it, Smitty. I don't want to. I just want it. And we said, okay. I'll see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. I think I may change the supernova. Rice still may remain a supernova because his value is extraordinary at 7-round territory. So I don't know that I'm going to mess with this, but I'm tempted to swap him out and put in somebody else, but I don't know. Here's the supernovas. Appreciate everybody. See you tonight at midnight Eastern.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas. I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8 supernovas. I'm looking at the 8 supernovas.
Actually, you're looking at the 11.
Supernovas. The magnificent 11.
The 11.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Hey, are you currently sitting at home and wondering, why am I such a loser? Why do I not know how to get chicks? Well, there is a solution. Draft Ashton Genty in your upcoming fantasy football drafts, and you'll immediately start growing hair on your chest. Those little testicles of yours will finally drop, and even though you still live in your mom's basement, you're going to immediately start getting hot chicks, all because you drafted Ashton Genty. Now, do you want to be this guy? Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket, and I've never even talked to a hot chick. Or this guy. Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks. Alright, put down the Hot Pocket Petrified PETA and start smashing Genty ADP, and watch less Thundercats reruns and more of the Fantasy Football Show with Smitty, you bozo.
Once upon a time, Trey McBride saw 2 quarterbacks cross streams.
There are 2 5s?
They're gonna cross streams.
He worked effortlessly trying to accomplish this feat on his own. Then, one day, he crossed his 4th and 5th round average draft position. And then, this occurred. Get McBride.
All right, live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks, but I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern for the news show. I'll see you guys. I'm also additionally live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. So see you tonight. Make sure you hit that Underdog link that's pinned in the live chat. Link in the description. Code Smitty gets it done. We will be drafting live on Underdog at midnight Eastern. See you all then.